Hey guys, all right. I'm all fucked up here. I didn't mean to let the music run out. As a DJ, that's a no-no, but I had to go upstairs and do something. So here I am now. Yeah, I know, Bobby Barbarian. It's going to be tight. Yeah, well, but it's it's bound to happen, I'm assuming much like 2020, a lot of Democrats voted by mail and shit, right? So all that's got to be counted yet. Is that right? Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, I know. Ain't that some shit? I wonder who Russia was trying to benefit by doing that. Let me see. Less than 1 minute. Yeah, is it almost 8 o'clock? Yes, sir. All right. Let me see. I don't have to do shout outs, right? Nah, I don't have to do shout outs tonight. As you guys know, let me pull up a source here so we can watch this. As you guys know, I didn't do a regular show today, and it was kind of nice to take a break, except I was bored. I was very, very bored. So, I mean, I was out most of the day, but the last couple of hours, Jesus Christ, sitting here lacing up some new sneakers and waterproofing them and shit. I couldn't figure out what else to do. But I'm exhausted. I was excited about this all day, and now it's like, I'd probably rather not be doing this, to be honest. Let's see, though. Michael Hensley ain't looking good for Kamala. We'll see. You never know. It could be a blowout on, a Trump might destroy her. I don't know. My DJ's in a coma for letting a record skip. Letting a record skip. That's right. All right. What was I doing? Let me put this on. There's watch parties. I'll tell you what, for the people who think that Donald Trump is getting a big percentage of the black vote, I don't know. I ain't seeing it because there's watch parties out in the streets all over York City tonight. That's just one city, but I'm sure it isn't the only one.
Joe Biden won it. Okay, it's about 45% black population in Baldwin County. Joe Biden won this one in 2020. With almost all the vote in now, Trump 3 points ahead of Harris here. It's only one small county, but we're looking to see if there's trends in these types of counties. Randolph County, another, about 2/3 in very, very small here. But again, this is what Joe Biden was.
All right, so what do we got here? So this is Randolph County, Georgia. Harris has 50.5% of the vote. Trump has 49%. What do we got nationwide here? Trump has 90 electoral votes and Harris has 27. Well, you got to remember, we got California, New York, Pennsylvania, a lot of places to go. So I wouldn't worry too much. Remember, this is what it looked like in 2020, So I'll tell you what, though, I will say this, man. It is astonishing to me that this guy can get any votes in a country that's supposed to, I don't know, have a somewhat intelligent population. You would think, anyway, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. I go to the fucking place today to vote, and I see, yeah, no doubt, Bobby. I see this guy sitting outside with a fucking "Make America Great Again" hat on. And he was one of the workers there. And I'm like, I don't understand. Aren't they not supposed to wear any type of political attire or anything? But what a surprise. A Trump supporter breaks the rules. But yeah, I can't believe it. I mean, I can't. The stuff over the last couple of days, the fucking fire squad threat to Liz Cheney, the blowing a microphone stand, and no, I'm sorry. He blew a microphone. He jerked off a microphone stand. So he gave one a hand job and the other one a blow job. No, as of right now, she's not, Michael. She's not, from what I'm seeing. But again, like Bobby said, it's early. There's it's 8:13. You know what I'm saying? The first polls closed at what, 7, I think, something like that. So, oh, do you? All right, Jesse. Yeah, so listen, guys, just for some comic relief while we're watching the election, I got a little soundbite for you, okay? I hope you like it.
Fuck you. I ain't getting along with any of you. I can't stand any. Look at what you've done to me. Look at you call me gay. You try to belittle me. Fuck you, you scum.
How great is that clip? That's going to get played more than Angels. Fuck you.
You.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Fuck
you.
you. Hold on, let me put it on repeat.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Trump. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. All right. Where are we at here? What do we got? Trump. Wait. PA statewide, Harris 76.1, Trump 22.7. Can it stay that way? That would make me very, very happy. Michigan, Oakland County, 72.8%, 25.8%. Interesting. Things might turn around right about now. We'll see. Missouri, Jesus. I wonder who Missouri is going to. That's like the two states they counted first was Kentucky and Indiana. It's like Kentucky. Kentucky. If fucking Kentucky votes for a Democrat, then Democrats need to change their entire fucking platform because we're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? Seriously. Bobby Barbarian, $10. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, I don't expect to get a lot of donations, if any, on this show, but I would like to. Why not? Probably going to be here a while. William McDonald, Harris is doing well in PA. Yeah, I'm just seeing that. It looks like she is. Let me drop the link for Jesse. Where Jesse fucks me up. What did I just do? Oh, man. Hold on. I am beat, guys. I was out in the sun for a long fucking time today because I knew I didn't have a show to do. You know what I mean? until late anyway, you know. I know my shirt looks all fucked up here too, guys. I had a better situation going on. I had a different shirt underneath this shirt, but it had a polo like emblem across it, and you could see it under this shirt. So I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Now I look all fucked up. But oh, did you, Paul? Let me see. Paul Atkinson, $5 for match. Thank you, Paul. You guys, you know the deal. He's one of the biggest sponsors of this show. So when he says match, you must match. But anyway, yeah, I was out in the sun all day because I knew I had all kinds of time on my hands. I was very, very happy about that. But then, like I said, you know, I got to keep moving. I run out of shit to do. It's like, what do I do? After I got home, I showered and shit. I went back out just because I didn't want to sit around. So, you know, night shows don't work well for me anymore. Plus, I'm just fucking exhausted now. There you go, Jesse. Pennsylvania belongs to Harris. If so, I think it's fair to say she's going to win the election. Oh, you're in Kentucky, Michael. Jesus Christ, it totally didn't cross my mind. Well, I take back what I said. Since Michael lives there, Kentucky's a good place. Kentucky's a good place. My apologies, Michael. Jesse.
Keep it come along. Come along. I had to keep from singing that in line at the voting polls. But no, you had said about somebody wearing like Trump stuff at the polls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did my mad dash to the polls, and as I'm walking into the building, there's like this really young, like 20-year-old, cute looking thing with a Trump shirt on, and like literally shoves a pamphlet in my face. So I pushed it away and I said, "Look, sweetheart, I voted for Trump last time and I'm your age. Look at me now."
That's funny. That's funny.
I figured you'd appreciate that, because I'm like all dressed from work and all frumpy looking and stuff.
Hilarious.
But I couldn't resist, I'm a jerk like that, I guess. I don't know.
You got to joke around sometimes.
Well, it is what it is. I'm getting scared, though. I'm getting scared.
I wouldn't. Not yet. Come on. You know how things are. Look at all the state. I mean, you got to realize most of the blue states aren't even in yet. Not even a fraction of them. So, you know what I mean? There's no reason to worry yet.
And we don't have the mail-ins counted yet, and
no.
So
what state did they say? They said that all the mail-ins were already counted. So right at 8:00, they're all going to be like those numbers will already be up there. I forget which state it was. I was just listening to it, but North Carolina, in the whole state, I think statewide, she's kicking his fucking ass in North Carolina.
Yeah, I saw that. North Carolina's looking really good. Pennsylvania's looking really good. I don't trust Georgia. I think Florida's a lost cause.
Yeah, without a doubt. But you want to see something crazy about last night? Check this out. Look at this. You're gonna laugh. Let me see if you know who this is. You know who that is?
That's Oprah.
Yeah, you know who else?
I don't know. It's real small on my phone. Who's that?
That's Tone. That's Cam's brother.
No crap.
Well, he's in with, he's with Mayweather and shit. Now he got in real good with, well, you probably won't know who they are, but the rappers Freeway, Beansy Siegel, or Beanie Siegel, I'm sorry, Petey Crack, all these different guys.
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
I'm not real familiar with them, but I've heard of them. Yeah.
He's been all over the
place. My phone's going off. My brothers are texting me like crazy.
Well, that's all right. He's been all over the place with them. So last night, and Cam has more pictures, fucking Tone was chilling with all those guys, plus Fat Joe and Lady Gaga and Oprah Winfrey and fucking who else was there? I forget. It was a ton of fucking people there.
Well, I sent my dad the video clip of Lady Gaga because he's like 79 years old and he has the biggest, maddest crush on her.
So do I. I fucking love Lady Gaga. Yeah, but he was chilling with all them last night. I'm like, Jesus, what a fucking life, man. He's been all over the
I
place.
know, right? Oh, right. But all your friends are homeless, FBS.
Oh yeah, yeah, my friends. Meanwhile, Tone is a fucking multi-fucking millionaire who's literally business partners with Floyd Mayweather and hangs out with nothing but celebrities. Has houses in Miami, Vegas, New York, Philly. Drives Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce Wraiths and Bentleys, and yeah, all my friends are homeless. Yeah. Well, they see a black guy and they think homeless.
Well, of course they do, because that's all they know. They're ignorant at best.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm getting kind of nervous. I mean, I know it's early. I know. But this is, I was explaining earlier, I did a drive-by show on the way to the poll. You know, one of my drive-through shows.
Uh,
Because I didn't know if I was going to come on tonight, and I managed to get like 20 minutes show in after that. But um, I on my drive-through show, it just oh, what was I saying? Oh, I mean, I was just so excited. I was telling everybody, like, I'm not a gambler. I'm not a huge gambler. Like, once in a while, I might go to the casino for an hour or two. If I lose $20, I go home, something like that. Or once in a while, buy a scratch off ticket, something like that. But other than that, I'm not really a gambler. But like election night for me, I'm a weirdo. This is like what I imagine what chasing that gambling high is like.
man, listen, I was fucking all day. I was so fucking happy today. I woke up. I told you earlier. I woke up. I went, brushed my teeth, threw my clothes on, went to the fucking polling place, and then went straight to where I usually go every fucking day. And I was just in such a great mood the whole fucking day. I couldn't wait. I still can't wait. I'm excited, but there's gonna be a couple of days minimum. I don't know though. Maybe something could happen where they could kind of sort of project the winner tonight or tomorrow, but I don't know.
I think earliest will be tomorrow, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah, most likely, yeah, tomorrow morning or something. Yeah.
Tomorrow morning, even if it's very early, but I don't think, and I heard a couple of whiners on earlier. They were saying, well, years ago, they could call the winner that night. Well, years ago, believe it or not, they actually didn't have all the votes in. They just took the majority and went with it,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
They don't listen. They don't know anything. They think that that's just the way it works. It's not, especially not anymore. But I don't know. I can't wait to see what happens. And it's going to be a motherfucker to even sleep tonight, knowing that like if we don't have the results, and we're not going to. So tomorrow is just going to be. Whew.
I know, and this is the week that they switched me from Wednesdays off to Thursdays off. So I'm gonna be like dead tomorrow.
Yeah,
At work. I'm gonna be like, ah. So
yeah.
oh man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. But
Me too.
anyway, listen, I'm gonna drop down. I just wanted to tell you that funny story because I thought you would appreciate it.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. No, that's a trip.
but hey, I'll be in the chat room. I still haven't eaten yet, so I gotta eat something. So
All right, good.
all right. Thanks for having me on. I'll see you guys in the chat.
All right. Bobby Rebarian, I feel like we will know sooner than later. I don't know. Let's see what old Kornacki is saying over here. Oh, he's not. Nothing. GA statewide, too close to call. 50. Oh, wait. North Carolina. God damn, slow down. Holy shit. I didn't get to see North Carolina statewide. What the fuck? PA. Oh my God, she got 73% or some shit. I'm telling you. Listen, guys, I know, of course, there's a little bit of me that's nervous because this is so important. Yeah, of course, BTF, but I don't see him winning by any street. I just can't imagine it. I can't. I have too much faith in my fellow Americans. I do. Yeah, it is. It is Anthony Santoro. Harris is looking good in Virginia and North Carolina. Nice. Let's see. The Amish came out in droves. Fucking Amish people are everywhere. I'll tell you what. Why, Tom? Why? You think Kamala's gonna win? Damn, the election is rigged. They didn't even put up my picture of how many votes I got. Fake news. Watch what you say. It's YouTube. You know what I mean? I'll get taken down before we even get the fucking results. I would be pissed about that. Harris, that's Gotham, Chatham County. I'm sorry, Gotham. Fucking asshole. VA statewide 50.8%. Chesterfield County 49. Oh my God, they're going so fast. VA statewide 50.8%. The Trump's 47.3%. Oh wait, damn, that went up. Oh, that's different counties. I was gonna say, what the fuck? People's memories are short, FBS. Yeah, I know. Well, what are you referring to exactly, baby? Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah. I know. Yeah, no without a doubt. Here's BTF. Hey, BTF.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sending you a picture, but I don't want you posting it on the screen. But I don't
Okay.
want you to open it yet, okay? It's not drama, I promise.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want no drama.
No, it's not anything drama. I had a very funny experience, I guess, encounter this morning when I went to vote.
Really?
I went to vote, and when I go to vote, I was there at 6 a.m. because my day is I'm an early person and I have things to do. So I went, and when I went, I saw that they were filming something in my area, and they do that all the time in my area.
Yeah.
So I on my way to go vote, I was walking along, and I said, okay, I know they're filming something because you see the trucks and the people walking around. So I you know how they have the signs against the telephone poles, like they're different colors, sometimes they're yellow, sometimes they're pink.
I'm looking
So
at
I
it
saw
now.
don't look at it. I told you
Oh,
not
I'm
to look
sorry.
at
I'm
it.
sorry.
Don't
My
look
bad.
at
You
it
told
yet.
me not to.
Don't look
I'll
at it yet.
pretend I didn't see it. Go ahead.
So I took a picture of the sign,
Uh-huh.
and then I went off to vote. And then when I was walking back, I said, you know what? I don't want to be in their way. So I kind of took a side street, you know, walking away from where all the trucks were.
Yep.
And there was a car parked there. And the car that was parked there, all the windows were up, and they had like cloth, sort of like a cloth tarp against all the windows. So it was very opaque. It was like, it was weird. It wasn't just a shade over there. It was,
They
and
were
a guy
shooting a porno scene and then in the back of a car.
no, they weren't. So I one of the guys that I guess works on the film, they're dressed up as though they're construction people because they had the white and orange vests.
Uh-huh.
But I guess that's how they dress in case they have to stop people in traffic.
Yeah.
You know, from going to that area. And he walked over to the car and he opened the back seat door. And then I saw a pair of boots come out. And then I looked and I knew who it was. And I smiled at her and I just turned around and I left. And now you know who it is, right?
Well,
I mean, you can say, I just didn't want you to post it because there's a phone number on that picture I sent. And we don't need anybody calling people.
Going by the movie, I wouldn't know because I don't watch those types
That's
of movies.
not a movie, that's a series.
Oh, it is. See, I don't watch TV. I don't. The Equalizer?
Yeah. So it was Queen Latifah I saw this morning.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I saw her one time at Fat Tuesdays in Philly a long time ago, or Fat Wednesdays, whatever the fuck the place is called, in South Philly a long time ago. But that
And I
was
have to say, she looks good. She has definitely lost a lot of weight, and she looked a lot smaller and skinnier than I thought she would in real life.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's tall. I mean, I can't really tell because she was getting out of the car, and I didn't. I mean, even though I'm nosy and I wanted to know, it's like I got all nervous. I thought I don't want to be intrusive. She's probably trying to have some privacy for a minute away from the set. And,
Yeah.
But that was it. That was my little.
I always
strange.
heard she was a nice person, actually.
I'm sure she is. Like I said, you know, the poor woman. This is at 6. I went to vote at 6 o'clock in the morning. So at the most, because I got out of there quick, I was probably walking towards voting at about, let's say, 5:45. And then when I got out of the building, it might have been about 6:15 when I walked back and saw her.
Nice.
So I didn't, that's my, very strange little encounter on election day.
Well, thank you for letting
Okay.
us know.
All right. Jumping down later.
All right, bye. The Penguin on HBO is awesome. I don't even know what that is. I watch movies. That's it. So let's see here. So Harris has 71.2% of the vote in Pennsylvania, but there's only 8% of the results in. You know what I mean? 8% of the vote. So we don't really know anything yet. I do believe she'll take Pennsylvania. And I believe if she does, the election's over. I believe she won. You know, I think that's what most people would agree upon. But there are scenarios in which, she can lose Pennsylvania and still win the election. So it's not necessarily required. It depends on, the results of other battleground states and shit. Honestly, man, I pretty much watch old school wrestling. That's about it. Is that right? Yeah. I don't watch nothing, man. I don't watch nothing. I watch movies, but as far as TV, very rarely. I mean, I can't say we never do, but for the most part. Looks like Trump has 101 electoral votes right now, and Harris is at 35. This is what I'm seeing. Yeah, but that's, guys, it's always this way. Always, every single election, because some of the red states report earlier. The blue states report later. So, not all of them, but many of them. So it's always going to be this way in the beginning. That's why I'm not panicking yet. And to be quite honest, I'm not panicking, period. I refuse to believe this man's going to win the election. And if he does, then he does. I'm still going to go on with my life like nothing changed, I'm not going to fucking piss and moan about it like a certain political party will. He's claiming cheating out of Philadelphia. Of course he is. That's what he did last time. Remember, he said Joey Merlino fixed it. He's a fucking baby. Him and the maggots will be fucking pissing and moaning, crying and pissing in their diapers for fucking the next fucking who knows how many fucking years, probably till the end of time. But I'll tell you one thing that's great. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Trump's last rally was his last rally, right? Now, he is a psychopath. I remember when he took office last time, he would keep doing rallies. Like within a few months of winning, he was doing rallies because he needs that attention and that praise and that reassurance. He's a fucking weirdo, insecure fucking baby. But let's hope that was Trump's last rally and we never have to see him blowing a microphone ever again. Oh, okay. Well, somebody just sent me something. Okay. All right, let's do this. I'm going to switch here, guys. Bear with me. Let's go back here. Ain't that a bitch? All right. Fuck is it? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. So fuck that. But I'm gonna go to something different anyway. Time. Yeah, Trump has 101 and Harris has 52. I'll get back to it. All right. I don't know. I kind of like Kornacki better. What do you guys think? At least he talks. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah. Anything can happen. Pennsylvania is critical for her. It is. But it's critical for him, too. Trump to claim victory at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Oh, Trump tried to claim victory? Shut up. Did he really? I thought him and Merlino were buddies. Not at first. I don't know if you remember, but you could look up the headline. You'll see it. Trump accused Joey Merlino of stealing the election. He did himself. You know, Joey even talked about it on one of his first episodes of his podcast. Trump accused Merlino of fixing it because, you know, he's not going to win Philly. So anything he doesn't, oh, she won New Jersey? Nice. Well, that was a given. Anything he doesn't win, you know, it's rigged. It's just rigged because he can't lose. Of course not, even though he's lost at everything he's ever done in his life. So that's what he does. As long as no one riots in the streets and destroys our beautiful country over at left or right. Well, look, nobody on the left did anything last time, but on the right, you saw what happened. So I don't know. I love you, bro, but you know how I can't stomach her either way. Whatever the result is, my life will not change much. Well, imagine how I feel about Trump. You know, except. I mean, it's probably just a personal opinion of yours, Mustache Pete, but I don't really understand why. I mean, she's slightly obnoxious, but other than that, I mean, I don't know what bothers people so fucking much about her. I really don't. You know, I mean, by the way, let me get something straight because Jeff Nadeau again last night. He does this from time to time. He said last night, you know, without researching, I guess, that Beyonce got paid $3 million for endorsing Kamala, and that Cardi B got paid, and all of them got paid. Look it up. Beyonce got paid zero. Cardi B got paid zero. None of them got paid anything. Okay, that's why I said to Jeff last night, I don't believe that's true. It's not true. I looked it up. I even sent it to Jeff, but he didn't get back to me. You know, so yeah, they didn't. She's not paying people. Although Trump did try, and you can look this up, to pay 50 Cent $3 million to perform at Madison Square Garden with him. And 50 said no, but it wasn't even like 50 said no because it was Trump. He just said, I've made it this far without getting involved in politics. I'm not going to do it now. You know, so and 3 million to 50, you know. Let me get back to Kornacki. Hold on, let me see some more comments first. Yeah, that's good, these nuts, but there's so much more to go. Joe Bag of Donuts. Hello, people. Cardi B is as dumb as a rock. Oh, I agree with you on that. She's a fucking pig. I heard he was accused of it. I never heard that Trump was the accuser. Yeah, let me look it up. What do I do here? I don't even know. Because I don't use my computer for anything but this. I don't even know how to get to Google on my fucking computer. I guess I just got to Google it. No, because that would mean I'm already at Google. I just put it in my little search bar at the bottom here. I don't know what the fuck it is. Google. All right. Let me see. some reason I can't find any results about any of it. Not just. Oh. Let me see. Reputed mob boss Joey Merlino roped into bizarre Philly election fraud conspiracy. As President Donald Trump's desperate challenge to Joe Biden's election victory drags on, reputed Philly mafia veteran Skinny Joey Merlino has been dragged into a deranged conspiracy theory alleging he orchestrated a massive fraud operation in the city involving thousands of ballots for the Democratic candidate. Merlino, 58, has been on supervised. Oh, yeah, all that horse shit. Maybe it wasn't Trump himself, but I'm pretty sure, or maybe he just, just him starting the theory that it was rigged, and then they dragged Joey into it. But I could have sworn it was Trump. That article is in the Philly Voice. Skinny Joey Merlino accused of rigging 2020 election. Look at this. As the article had it, Merlino was willing to snitch in exchange for a presidential pardon from President Trump for crimes committed while rigging the election. That sounds like a theory the right wing would come up with. That's fucking funny. All right, let me get back here. Let me go to Kornacki, because I tried to look up something else that somebody texted me about, but I couldn't find it. So I don't know. Where's this fucker at? There he is.
To 3 for Harris, 3 for Trump. What are you looking at, and what are you going to be focusing on when polls first close?
Yeah, I mean, fitting that we've already got some results, and it's still a tie, I guess, given the given how this is going. So, okay, the first poll closings, you see the countdown here. That's going to be in most of or some of Indiana and Kentucky. Obviously, we don't expect either state to be a swing state. Well, to be a battleground. We'll see if there's any surprises or a couple counties in those states that might give us some kind of a clue, although they're usually very slow at counting in Indiana. So really, it is 7 o'clock Eastern. That is when the action is going to start. The first core battleground state, Georgia. Polls close there, and I think this is key to keep in mind. If we think back to 2020, remember the weekend after.
See, Tim, this is what I mean. And I could literally show you examples now. Timothy, listen. And I'm being serious, and I love you. This is how I know you don't actually watch Kamala. This is how I know you don't actually watch her at her rallies or on her interviews. She answers every fucking question that's asked to her, and she gives a clear, intelligible answer. I mean, I watch her all the time, Timothy. You're absolutely hallucinating if you're seeing that. On the other hand, Trump cannot answer a single question. He doesn't even know how the government works. So you the stuff you guys say about Kamala actually applies to Trump. I could pull up interviews right now. Every question she's asked, she gives a clear, concise answer to every fucking question. Now, there's been 2 or 3 times it was word salad, but nothing in compare to Trump. Trump is fucking that motherfucker. Every single answer is word salad. So I don't know what you mean when you say that. Because that's not true, Timothy. That's like you just saying shit. That's not true. And the laugh come on, Timothy. See, that makes you look foolish because you're worried about her laugh, but you're not worried about Trump being a rapist. You're not worried about Trump wanting to fuck his own daughter. You're not worried about Trump being a documented racist. You're not worried about Trump destroying our economy. You're not worried about Trump being a lifelong con man. You're not worried about his 34 felonies. But, oh, yeah, Kamala's laugh, that's definitely a deal breaker. You guys sound crazy when you say that. And as far as the fake McDonald's thing, Timothy, you listen to Trump. Kamala said she worked at McDonald's, and Trump said, no, she didn't. They even said, McDonald's even said, it was a long, long time ago. They wouldn't even have the records from then. So there's in no way, shape, or form has it been proven that she didn't work at McDonald's. And Timothy, why would that be a big deal? You know her upbringing, right? I'd be more surprised if she hadn't worked at a McDonald's. I mean, Trump, never lifted a finger, got his hands dirty in his life. But if Kamala, considering her background and how she grew up, you know what I mean, in a poor area, in a poor community, worked in a McDonald's to help pay her way through college. I mean, the fact that you guys find that astonishing is ridiculous to me, but that's what you guys have to go with, because you have to make sure you distract from all the horrible things that are facts about Donald Trump. You know, like when you say she can't answer a question, bro, we could go back and forth and just look at videos where he's asked questions and she's asked questions. How about the fact that he claims to be super religious, and when asked about his favorite Bible verse, he said, I don't want to talk about that as personal, because he's never read the Bible. You know, he's never read the Bible in his life. And they were like, are you an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy? A little bit of both. He can't even answer that, Tim. Come on, bro. You're crazy. Here's Baby A. What's
Hey, nothing. What's up with y'all?
up? Chilling. How you doing?
Good, good. So, I heard what you were saying about, Trump and how can, why you don't like him or whatever. I don't like him either. I'm a Kamala supporter like you. But what I found out that I guess a better conversation, a better way to do this conversation is I asked the Trump people why they do like Trump.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? Because if we just talk about why we don't like Trump and they tell us why we don't like Harris, we pretty much get the same answers. They're going to say she talks too much and can't answer a question. We'd say the same thing.
Well, that's literally what Timothy's is.
Huh?
Literally like I said, I don't understand why people are bothered by her so much, and he said what bothers people is that she refuses to answer a single simple question, and the laugh just makes me want to vomit. Kamala couldn't manage a fake McDonald's. See, the problem with shit like this is, he said one of the craziest things I ever heard in my life yesterday. He said that he thinks Kamala's a moron. Now, the guy on the other side speaks at a third grade level. Kamala, Jeff, you think she's a moron? She started as a prosecutor. She went to Howard University. Then she started as a prosecutor. Then she became a district attorney, then an attorney general, then a U.S. senator, then the vice president, and now she's about to be the president, most likely, and she's a moron. I mean, let's be honest. Jeff. If you're one of the most successful YouTubers, you're probably still not as bright as Kamala. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
not even close, But Trump, on the other hand, it's been proven. Linguists study how he talks and everything else. He talks at a third grade fucking level. He can't give a direct answer about anything because he doesn't know anything.
That's real. I mean, I agree with you, like I said, but it just feels like both sides say the same reasons they don't like the other side. So that's why yesterday in your political chat, I asked somebody who is a Trump supporter, like, okay, well, what do you find good about Trump? What is your reasoning for voting for him? Because I'm kind of curious.
Say that again. Oh, what their reasons for voting for him are?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm curious too. Timothy, tell us your reasons for voting for him. And please be detailed. Any of you guys, be detailed. Don't just say he'll be better for the economy. Tell us how.
And don't say because, hold on. The chat's saying you're breaking up. I think I'm breaking up too, though.
No, you're not. Not at all. Oh, I'm breaking up, they said. I'm breaking
Okay.
up.
Okay, because I got a lot of like sirens and stuff around here. I think people are going crazy because it's election night in the hood.
Definitely. Yeah, they did that in my city earlier. They still are, I'm sure. Yeah.
Hey.
Casper 444 Abel. You realize that you're saying it's a landslide, bro, and probably not even, I'd say, 10% of the vote is in nationwide. Like, you see what I mean? Like, you're saying take the L like a man. And meanwhile, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, Casper 444 Evil. And if Kamala wins, what are you going to come back here and say? Just out of curiosity.
Right.
What are you going to say? Because you're just completely jumping the gun. For anybody to say, like, it's already a landslide victory, then you don't know how elections work. Let me see.
Yeah. It's too early to tell yet, y'all. I mean, I'm nervous, but only because I was a first responder during COVID, and it felt like that situation was not handled as well as it could have been.
My God, it certainly wasn't. It
You
certainly
know, especially with the, Trump not being sure about the mask and stuff, it made my job really, really dangerous.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Well, I know, my wife, she had to deal with that shit, you know? She's a nurse.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I can't imagine what she went through.
Oh, yeah. Nightmare. Nightmare, without a doubt. I feel terrible for the medical professionals and shit who had to deal with that.
S. Frank, you know what? I
Oh,
was thinking the same thing
what?
because S. Frank goes, they vote for him because he doesn't like black people.
Yeah, that's Frank for real. Now they're saying now I know why my mic's breaking up. I put my earbud in. I'm on the fucking mic. There you go. That should be better.
There
After
we
Trump
go.
does the waddle. Yeah, no shit. No one should be celebrating too soon, but there are some ominous signs for Harris. There really isn't, Joe, but okay. There really isn't, but okay.
I'm in this. Oh.
Somebody said, bro, another thing is we had our borders closed. Like I agree, 100% immigrants should definitely come into our country. Agreed. But with documentation is the right way, not illegally. Oh, I agree with you on that, President. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No doubt. And so do the Democrats. So does Kamala and Joe Biden. It's just the Republicans didn't agree with you. Trump specifically. Oh, here's BTF. I didn't even see you back there.
Oh, hey. We'll
There you
finally
go.
be on panel together. Hey,
Hi,
BTF.
hi, how are you?
I am good. How about you?
Good. I just jumped on real quick. Can you, FBS, can you go back to that page that you had the electoral votes?
Can I do what?
The results page of the US map.
Oh, yeah, let me do that.
It should work the same way. I was just going to show you how you can look at better up-to-date results.
Let me see here.
Mhm.
Where was that at?
It was on one of the other tabs, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it now.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
Let me see. I don't know. I can't. Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay.
Trump has 101 electoral votes, and Harris
Okay,
has
yes.
71.
Okay. Do you see each state? So do you see where Pennsylvania is?
Of course.
Can you hover your mouse right over PA?
Let me see if that'll do anything on here. Oh no, I'm on it. No, it's not. No.
Okay. Maybe if it's not on the screen, you can do, because this is not a live. Is it because it's not live? Are you doing this off of YouTube?
Yeah, I'm doing it off. Well, I had MSNBC on live, but here, let me just do this. Real.
Can you do it on just on a tab that had like open
I'm doing
Google?
that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing that now. Yeah. All right. Shit.
Oh, Timothy. Okay, man. Okay.
What do you say? What do you say?
He said it's a proven fact Kamala ain't done shit for black folks.
Well, either is Trump though. He just says he does because the fucking unemployment rate was on an upward trajectory ever since fucking Obama took office. So he didn't do what did he do? Tell me exactly what he did for black people. Tell me exactly what he did. I'm curious as to what you'll say. What was she supposed to do for black people? She was the vice fucking president. Do you guys understand that the vice president can't do shit? Do you guys fucking stand that? I swear to God, it's true. I'm not lying to you. They can't do anything. They can't. She could cast tie-breaking votes and certify the election. That's what she could do for the most part. What did Mike Pence do? Anybody, like Jeff said last night, she hasn't done shit in 4 years. What vice president has? What did Mike Pence do? Tell me what he did. I'm curious. You can't tell me a single fucking thing. You know, because that's not how the vice presidency works. It's one president at a time. You know what I mean? One
Right.
president at a time. And what was the rest of it? Hold on. Trump has a proven track record in business under Trump. No, he doesn't. Timothy, he's a failure in business, Timothy. You got to look up his actual record. We had an all-time low illegals entering our country, and the economy was strong. If you're playing for 12 million migrants, men and women's sport. Oh, if you're cool playing for 12 minute, paying for, I'm sorry, I can't read 12 million migrants. No. I'm not, listen, what I'm not cool for, Timothy. I'm not cool for being a father of a daughter who might have to live in a country where, if God forbid she has a medical emergency while pregnant or something, she might have to die on an operation table. I'm not cool with having this country led by a guy who has been accused of sexual assault 48 times now. I'm not cool with having a guy leading this country who's been adjudicated guilty for rape. Basically, I'm not cool with having a white supremacist who eats dinner with white supremacists at Mar-a-Lago and everything else and calls white supremacists good people. I'm not cool with that, bro. The immigration problem, Timothy, could have been fixed. Trump decided he didn't want it to be fixed. He needed to run on that issue, period. And as far as men and women's sports, Timothy, that's just a personal hatred thing. Who really gives a fuck? I mean, do I think it's right? No, I think it's absolutely fucking absurd. I think it's absolutely fucking absurd. But the president can't do anything about that. Do you understand, Timothy, that the president cannot dictate what private sports leagues do? You know that, right? That's a moving train, bro. That's the society we live in now. A liberal society where shit like that can happen. And quite honestly, listen, as fucked up as it is, and it is fucked up, I think it's disgusting that women work their asses off their whole lives to try to become something in the sports world, and then they could just get wiped out by some fucking man. But
Right.
they don't have to fucking play them either. They just don't. You know what I mean? Maybe if the women start protesting and saying we ain't playing against fucking people who are men or used to be men, maybe things would change. But apparently the women aren't that bothered by it. The people who are bothered by it are people who hate with a fucking passion transgender people, because it's not about women's sports, Timothy. It's about transgender people. You know? So
Yeah, and I want to say something too. You know, a lot of black men actually agree with what Timothy said, because Kamala put a lot of black men in jail. So Trump is actually getting, quite a big black male vote this time around. That's what makes me nervous.
well, but here's the thing. Did she put them in jail, or did they put themselves in jail?
Well, obviously, I mean, they committed the crime and they went to jail, but you know how people
Yeah,
look at this. And I'm in
exactly.
the hood, so
Listen, the DAs on my cases, they put me in jail too. You know why? I broke the law. You know what I mean?
right,
Kamala wasn't just going around picking black people out of a crowd and saying, "You're coming with me." You know what I mean? If people broke the law, they're going to get prosecuted. They go to fucking jail. It's the victimization, that constant, oh my God, look what she did to me shit. And that's what Republicans 9 times out of 10, that's what they rail against. Even though they're the biggest victims in the world, is they'll tell you that they're sick of shit like that, especially for minorities, blaming everybody else for their problems and shit like that. Meanwhile, they're sitting here, all of a sudden, they're concerned about how many black men have been put away by Kamala. You know who's been
yep,
put away by Kamala? Black criminals and white criminals and Mexican criminals and Puerto Rican criminals and Chinese criminals. If you're a criminal, you went to jail because you committed a crime. That's it. That's all there is to it. So the First
Can
Step
I?
Act
Can
was
I?
a good thing he did, Jeff. It was. But again, as far as what he did for black people specifically, I'm curious, because the First Step Act isn't like, hey, this is going to target black people directly. It's prisoners. You know what I'm saying? So it's not and it's something that he did for political reasons. It's not because he gives a fuck about the black community. If he gave a fuck about the black community, he wouldn't have dinner with a fucking racist or a white supremacist. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
right.
I'm
All
sorry. Can
right.
I just show you what I wanted to show you on this chart?
Yeah.
If you hover over PA now with your mouse,
Yep.
do
I'm
you
doing
see
it.
how you have results now?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, I
can
was doing
see
that on
where
my
they
phone earlier.
Yeah, and then you can go over to other states, like let's say New York. It'll tell you that, you know, you're going to start seeing results about 9 o'clock or whatever it is.
Well, more
It's
results.
just
Yeah.
that, yeah, instead of you jumping back and forth between the videos of, you know, what they're saying on YouTube, you could just go right here.
I got you. Thank you.
BTF, you're cutting up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm jumping down anyway. That's all I really wanted to show.
What happened?
Okay, later.
All right. I'm gonna jump down too, because it's
All
getting
right.
loud.
Thank you, guys. All
All
right.
right, thank you.
Yep. Thanks for coming on. Yeah, you're probably right, Michael. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like, I mean, for anybody to think that where Kamala's at right now in Pennsylvania, like she's going to stay, you know, with that type of lead, there's no way. It's going to be, regardless of who wins, it's going to be very fucking close. Very, very close. But again, that's why I'm telling people, like, we can't tell shit yet. All these states that have gone to Republicans, everybody knew they were going to Republicans. That's just the way the electoral map works. Same with the states that went to New York, or I mean, I'm sorry, the Democrats, with you know, Kamala. So that's the way it is, you know. And look how many Republican states results are in versus, you know, blue states. So that's why it's going to be a while. But right now it's Harris 99, Trump 120. Let's see. I'm going to go over this map a little bit. Let's see. There's Vermont, New York. No, New York, we ain't got shit yet, of course. That's 9 o'clock, right? What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. So in a few minutes, probably it'll start coming in. PA, yeah, that's where we're at with PA right now, but it ain't going to stay that way. New Jersey, Kamala Harris, 54.1%. 14 electors at stake, 37.5% of expected vote. So we don't know that she's taken that officially yet, right? I mean, it's only 35% so far. Let me see. Maryland, Donald Trump, 62.6. Kamala Harris, 34.5. Let me get over here. So I get Connecticut, Kamala Harris, 57.5%, but it's 5% of the expected vote that's in. Massachusetts, Kamala Harris, 71.9%. Look at all the places that, you know, that we didn't get results for yet. You know, this is going to be, I wish we'd know tonight, guys. I do, but it's going to be a long time. Let me see. Yeah, they do, Mustache Pete. They change bad quick, bro. Don't forget, though, a lot of the black community is religious and vote conservative. I know a good deal of black folks that are voting Republican. There's no doubt there's going to be black people that vote Republican, you know, but I'll tell you what else, you know, the black community is, they're intolerant of racism. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows who Trump is, black people included. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, like, you know how many people I talked to in my city tonight that they're literally holding watch parties just to see Kamala win? Not a single fucking person voted for Trump. Now there's going to be a portion of the black community, of course, that does, but it's not going to be an overwhelming majority like people think. I pretty much assure you. I could be wrong, but I highly doubt it, because if so, then they're a little confused about what's going on here. Jason, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Chilling, man. How you doing?
I'm all right. I just wanted to point out something because I remember in 2016 around 9 to 10 p.m. And
Hold on, boo. That's 100% true. That's another thing. Go ahead, bro.
like Trump was doing a lot better back in 2016. I mean, some of these battleground states are a little different from back then, but he was already like clearly ahead in some of them. So, you know, I wouldn't worry too much about election results until really like if you're gonna stay up all night, usually around 4 to 5 a.m. is when they start having projections about who's going to win. And then like they declare a winner sometime tomorrow, hopefully before the day is up. Now, if it's contested, right, and there's like slow counts coming in, then you'll see a lot of projections, but they won't declare a winner. And then at that point, you know, I expect Trump and his lawyers to go to work. So hopefully it's not going to be a shit show. I mean, I'm really expecting Trump, if there's any dispute in any way possible in any state, if he's losing, to like file massive lawsuits and just start spreading misinformation and lies in the media. He's going to have all his campaign staff just well, with the messaging, they're going to be on point. Like, like we're going to challenge this. We didn't lose. Like, we're going to take it to court, blah, blah, blah. That's what I worry about, like dragging this out for months, right? And then now the judicial courts need to step in, which clearly favored the conservatives and Republicans. That's what I fear, of it being contested. It's so close. It goes to like the courts.
They're going to contest it a million different ways. They're going to file fucking hundreds of lawsuits at least.
Without a doubt.
But there's so many fucking lawyers, lawyers for democracy and all these different groups that are going to fucking that are going to be ready. They're already ready to fight.
Right.
Like what they're going to try to do on January 6th. They're Mike Johnson and stuff. They're ready to go.
If there's a clear-cut winner by most media outlets, I mean, generally I start looking at the AP news, right? Because like they historically have been like accurate as fuck, and like they're always the first to declare winners, and they're almost never wrong. And so once they start declaring winners, it's going to be hard for him to challenge it in any sort of like fashion that's going to lead to a favorable outcome for him, right? They're just going to clog up the court system and go through the process. But really, like once the numbers swing a certain way, like it's really hard, unless he's going to start calling people and saying, we need to find votes like last time, like, God forbid, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what I worry about with Trump. Like he's not going to go easy. Like minus a fucking landslide here. Like he's not going to go easy. I mean, he's going to be in the news like next February, still like bitching about like his loss, probably. Like once he loses. And I share your sentiments about like it just blows my mind why people vote for Trump. I mean, I get it, but I don't, because I used to think this country stood for something in terms of like character, right? Like what we look at as ideal American characteristics and virtues, and Trump represents almost none of those. And it's disappointing to see just people not care about his character and how trash that is, and his long history of just like abusing business, abusing bankruptcy, just abusing people, and just all the behavior, all the misogyny, like everything, right? Like they just look past that because they think that he knows what he's doing. He's going to somehow like, make America great again. He's convinced a lot of angry people that he's the answer. And he's convinced a lot of other people who were just like not even into politics that he's the answer. I think that video you showed last time hit the nail on the head. I mean, he's gotten dumb people involved in politics. And I'm not saying everybody who votes for Trump is dumb, but a lot of like apolitical working class people, just guys that will drink beers and go talk about sports and just not give a fuck at all about politics. They're all involved now, and they all have strong opinions.
Yeah.
They're all loud.
Meanwhile, they don't know the first thing about politics.
Exactly. Misguided anger. They know about what feels right to them, and like the rhetoric that resonates with them. So now they get worked up with their anger and like Tony Pizza types, right? So I mean, it's just disappointing. But I was reading an article in The Atlantic today, and there's some guy who was writing about Trump's like psychology, right? Like the psychological aspects of how he moves, like his demagoguery and why people are so attracted to him. And there's a lot of factors involved there, and like his timing was impeccable. And like a lot of people say, like the left kind of draws too many. They kind of scream Hitler, Hitler, Hitler with Trump, and it kind of hurts them. And in the way they're doing it, it does. But if you look at 1930s Germany and how Hitler came to power, and you look at everything happening with Trump since he came to power in 2016 and how he's trying to come to power now, you can draw so many parallels.
He's the closest thing to Hitler we've ever had in this country.
It's fucking scary, like the threat he is. And like the people voting for him just flat out don't believe any of that, or they don't care. And that part scares me to some level. Like you just don't care that he could subvert democracy. I mean, you'll care when he does it in your face, right? If he ever does, but God forbid that day ever comes, man, because people will be out on the streets.
I know. Let me respond to this real quick. Michael Hensley said Trump signed the First Step Act, letting a bunch of African Americans a chance at freedom. It was not directed at African Americans. The act enacted several. I'm reading it now. Several changes in U.S. federal criminal law aimed at reforming federal prisons and sentencing laws in order to reduce recidivism, decreasing the federal inmate population, and maintaining public safety. Now, are the majority of prisoners in this country black? Without a doubt. Okay, but that's not. It wasn't aimed at that. Trump didn't. He had no fucking desire to do anything to help black people. It was just an overall thing to reduce the federal inmate population and reduce recidivism. Now, what Obama did was directly, meant for black inmates, black, criminals, convicts, because the bottom line is that the overwhelming majority of people that sell or have sold crack in this country are black people. That is a fact. That's an absolute fact. So, and that's why they made the laws what they did. When they did the sentencing disparity, they made it 100 to 1. So, in other words, if I get caught with 100 grams of powder and Michael gets caught with 1 gram of crack, we get the same sentence. And that was designed as a way of putting away black people. That was designed specifically for that reason, because black people are the ones selling crack. You know what I'm saying? So basically, a white guy, most white people are going to have powder cocaine. That's the way it is. It's been that way forever. Most black people, crack cocaine. It's the way it's been forever. Okay. So they don't want to put white people away as long. They want to put black people away as long as possible, because that's what they've always tried to do in this country, is warehouse them. So to 1, Obama changed that to 18 to 1 to lower that, that disparity. So this way, black people aren't doing as much time for virtually the same fucking crime. Now, it's got to be a little higher crack, because crack is a more addictive and more dangerous drug than powder cocaine. It just is. But that was literally meant to help black people who have been, sentenced to these ridiculous draconian fucking drug sentences and shit. So that's something that was directed.
Yeah, I think
did this as an overall thing, and then he touts it as a way to help African Americans, but that's not what the plan was. That's not what the plan was.
I mean, that's what drives me crazy about Trump. Like he'll take things that he really didn't have any part of, or he'll just sort of attach himself to something and say, like, look at my victory, like, look what I did, when he was president, when really he had nothing to do with it. One thing I just want to quickly say, and I love you, FPS. You mentioned earlier that black people are incarcerated more than white people. So I just want to make a quick little fact check, because I love you, right? Like, white people in absolute numbers are the highest population.
By absolute numbers.
Right. So I think what you meant was relatively speaking, like as a percentage of the population. That's what you meant,
per
right?
capita. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Per capita, which is like the numbers are fucking through the roof if you look at them.
Yeah, of course.
It's just insanity. I think a lot of that has to do with also just the history with. I mean, if you just look back to the history of incarceration, dating back to Jim Crow in the South, and how that became sort of like a business for them. I mean, they used to use like chain gangs as free labor on southern construction projects in the 20s and 30s and 40s and all the way into the 50s and shit, all the way before civil rights. So there's a long history of incarceration, and I think what Obama was doing was trying to redress some of the racial disparities when it comes to sentencing for the same exact crime, and the draconian sentencing laws, and just the disparity in how black versus white people are sentenced. I mean, he pardoned a lot of people that were doing 30 years for their first drug offense. They got caught with a bunch of coke or crack or something. He pardoned a bunch of these people. So I think what he was doing was genuine. He was trying to sort of reverse that trend. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was trying to get people off that deserve to be in jail. He was just trying to make it a little more parity. You know what I mean? Like fair, I guess, for lack of a better word. So makes sense. Yeah, man.
Let me see something here. I thought I saw something I wanted to. Oh, Pookie. Yeah, you're right about that. In Brooklyn back in the day. Oh, and not just that, but I think the majority of people who smoke crack are white people. It's just the majority of people who sell crack are black people. You know what I mean? That's like FBI statistics. It's not me saying something racist.
There's still a huge dispute over how crack started in this country. Because obviously, they think that cocaine, the government knew what was happening, but they just kind of let it come through. And you have the whole freeway Rick Ross theory about how the whole Iran-Contra scandal, and they let him sell cocaine to fund that, blah 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 blah. But nobody really knows how crack started. It just kind of, I think one day in '85 just became wildfire all throughout the country. You know what I'm saying? There's theories. There's theories that the CIA introduced that formula
the freeway
into
Rick
the hood.
Ross story. I mean that. Have you ever
he was
watched
trafficking powder at the highest level, but somehow people were already freebasing, but turning it wholesale into rocks and selling it like that, how that took off.
No. If you ever watch a Crack in the System, the freeway Ricky Ross story, what it was is Ricky Ross hooked up with a guy named Manilo Blandone.
Yeah.
I believe that was his name.
I remember
that
Blandone.
guy who was with the CIA taught him how to cook cocaine and turn it into crack, and they started flooding LA especially and other cities around America with crack cocaine. You know, so I think it was the
Right.
CIA
Well, I mean,
that.
that was my point. I think the CIA released that information into the hood. Like
Oh,
that's
well, who the
that's
fuck?
with Rick Ross. Like I'm talking New York, I think the entire East Coast, Baltimore, right? Like Miami, like all those places. They probably selected a couple of people and were like, here, they crack. Like, here's the formula. Teach everyone.
They had to have, bro. Listen, what motherfucker in the hood or anywhere else for that matter is going to say, wait a minute, this cocaine that's getting me high as fuck will get me much higher if I add some baking soda and a little water. You know what I mean?
I
Fucking
mean,
cook it
if
up
you went to
the
Howard
exact
and
right
got a chemistry
temperature.
degree, you know,
Yeah,
like you could have
well,
been one
yeah,
of those
but you know
nerds
what
that
I'm
got a
saying?
chemistry. Yeah, but like,
For
who's
the
gonna sit
most
around
part.
and figure that out, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's why you know it was the CIA. There's no
and like
doubt
just like
about it.
overnight, like within a couple of months, it was just all over the place, and it was just like in months, like people in the city were just noticing, like what is this crack shit? It's everywhere, and people sleeping on benches, and you know what I'm saying? Like within like a year, it was like a nationwide phenomenon, dude. You know, so
Yeah,
very
yeah.
suspicious, man.
Timothy Sullivan said, "You know, I like you, Jason, but you're out in left field."
I play left field in baseball. That's where all the balls go. They put their best fielder in left field, so thank you.
This is funny, Jason. You can't lie. Pickaninny Pete said, "Is this guy going to say the N word again?"
That's funny. I mean,
They do, but
no, no.
no, he's.
I want
I
to
he's
just
not
I
gonna say
explained myself
around.
with that one.
No, you already did. You don't have to explain shit. I'm just saying it was a funny joke
I
to
know.
make.
No, it was.
All right, let's see. Michael Hensley, I wasn't saying it was directed at African Americans. A majority of African Americans benefited. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Michael. No doubt about it. They did. Yeah, the only argument I would make is that it wasn't specifically meant for that. But yeah, no doubt. You're right. That's why I say, and that's not the only reason. The First Step Act was a good thing in general. That's pretty much the one thing I give Trump credit for. That and fast tracking the fucking vaccine. That's pretty much it. You know, so the First Step Act was a good thing. It was.
Yeah, I mean, this.
But when people say Kamala didn't do anything for black people, in what capacity was she supposed to do something for black people? In what capacity was she even capable of doing something for black people? Will somebody explain that to me?
That's a nonsense criticism.
It's a ridiculous thing to say. What was she supposed to do? What was she supposed to donate her paycheck every week to inner city communities? What was she supposed to do?
She was
She was
supposed to
fucking
host NAACP meetings every week, be the
yeah.
speaker, the keynote speaker at the convention, and like be at every charity and just
Dude,
just
you
go
know
through
how
all the
funny it
motions.
is that they'll completely ignore the fact that Trump refused to rent apartments to black people in his buildings and got sued by
Facts.
the Justice
Facts.
Department. They'll
Facts.
completely ignore the fact that Trump said that the Central Park Five should be executed and and found to be innocent of the crime. And then all the other fucking things he said and done when it comes to black people, horrible racist shit. They'll totally ignore that. And then they'll say, but Kamala didn't do much for black people. You know what she did? I'll tell you one person she did a lot for, one black person, Kamala. That's who she did a lot for. She got a good education and she worked her way up damn near to the fucking president of the United States. You know what I mean? So what are you going to do? It's what we all do in life, right? We help ourselves. The fuck? How many of us are out there doing charity work every now and then and working as community organizers? You know what I'm saying? Like Kamala's held to this high standard. Like, are you crazy? What are you even talking about? But it is, Jason. You know what it is? It's very simple. There's a million bad things anybody with a brain can say about Trump, but Kamala, there just isn't. So look, it's like Timothy earlier. We make fun of her laugh and we say she can't answer a question when she is. Look at the debate. She couldn't answer a question, Timothy, a direct answer. She fucking wiped your guy off the face of the earth. She fucking demolished him. She couldn't give a straight answer.
That's the problem with people like Timothy Sullivan. Like, it's simply put,
I love him. I love
syndrome.
Timothy, but
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm attacking your politics, not you personally. Like, it's Trump derangement syndrome. Like, it's literal cult of personality shit. I'm telling you, like there's going to be a sociological. Well, that's the wrong word. There's going to be a historical field study done, like years and years. When me and you are old as fuck, FPS, historians are gonna look back and they're gonna analyze all the factors involved into Trump coming to power. Let's say he wins the election, God forbid him actually winning this election. That's going to be a fascinating insight into just human behavior, like into like the American electorate's thinking process, right? Like across the spectrum, to see how a man like this, a detestable, vile human being. I mean, like I feel like half the people voting for him wouldn't want their kids like taught by him. You know what I'm saying? But you want to vote his ass into the presidency, and he's 78 years old. You know, we got veterans like Anonymous coming on, like warning people, like, "Hey, I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. Donald Trump is dangerous. He's going to destroy geopolitical alliances because that's what he thinks is the right thing to do." He cozied up to Putin, cozied up to Kim Jong-un, God knows how many other dictators, right? And like basically, you're just going to start a new world order, and you're going to tear up this alliance, and you're going to turn a lot of our allies against us. Like people don't seem to realize, like America is part of like a global partnership and alliance. We're a leading country in that, NATO, etc., other things, right? But like we are a partner. We need friends. We can't just go around and shit on people who need help and expect them to get our back in the region and things like that. So like what Trump is going to do is just come in and use this whole "I'm a better businessman. Trust me, I'm going to get the best deal." And the way he negotiates, I mean, you need somebody who's a statesman, a diplomat, who understands geopolitics, who understands how to like negotiate on that level, not negotiate like a fucking petty like real estate mogul who just wants to sell property. It's a completely different level of business acumen, and people just don't seem to get that. They think he's the answer. What he's going to do is destroy our standing in the world and get everybody to fucking hate us and then gang up on us and start fucking with us economically in ways that we're just going to be alone to combat, which is going to really be hard on the economy. So I just feel like, you know, like people are just misguided. You know, I don't hate anybody who votes Trump, but we just got to vote this guy into retirement in history.
I hate some people who vote Trump, just not all of them.
I hate his base. Like if you're a MAGA fanatic and like you spew all that shit that was said at MSG, if you're one of those type of people, I'm sorry, I just like me and you will never get along probably. But like, you know, will I hate you? No. Will I call you over to my house for dinner? Absolutely not. You know, because I talk politics at dinner.
What are regular people who aren't racist? Because a lot of Trump supporters, you know the saying, you know, and all Trump supporters ain't racist, but all racists are Trump supporters. You know what I mean? What are the 100%. People like Michael and probably Timothy, people who aren't racist, what do they think when they see that the guy they're voting for is the same guy that the Klan is voting for, and that white supremacist groups all over the country have endorsed and stuff like that? Like, doesn't that tell you something that maybe they know more about him or they understand more about him than you do? You know what I mean? Like, because they are right. White supremacists, it is in their best interest to have Trump in office. You know what I mean? It absolutely is. And it's not just about the border. It's not just about the border. There's nobody. There could be some. I don't know, but your average person isn't going to say that they like what's been going on at the border. But you got to be honest about it. And that argument last night. Listen, no matter what anybody says, me and Jason are right. I mean, you saw Republicans say it. That top leading Republicans, that Trump killed that bill for one reason and one reason only. It wasn't even one of the reasons. It was the only reason.
When you have the Senate
he wanted to run on that issue.
When you have
that issue, I read an article last night that straight out said that that's exactly why he did it. And it said that he knew his campaign was dead in the water without the border. Without that as an issue, his campaign was done.
Right. And that's clear to most people, almost everybody who sort of understands how politics works. But I did a little research yesterday after that whole fiasco with Common Sense. And there is a lot of think tank, like Heritage Foundation shit out there that basically says the bill was never going to pass. It was loaded with things that wasn't going to solve the border problem, and it was doomed to fail, and that's why it failed, like backing up that viewpoint. But like, if you understand the political, like, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm just going to make a very quick, concise point. If you understand politics, when they call a vote in the Senate, they already have a deal. They've worked it out. They've looked up votes. So when the vote is conducted and it doesn't go to plan, that's rare. It happens, but it's rare. That's why bills that are agreed upon don't always become law, right? Because the vote can get fucked up. So that vote got fucked up, and you have the Senate Majority Leader on camera in front of media saying we had a deal, Trump killed it, which means him and Langford basically got together. They had a fucking deal. It was the most conservative border bill. They conceded tremendously on that bill, and you know, like, they gave them almost everything they wanted, minus like all the draconian shit that Trump wanted.
Almost everything. Like Democrats that wanted all these provisions. It was the Republicans that got a whole bunch of shit added to that bill that they wanted.
So I hear the point about piling things on about Ukraine and etc., and that makes sense. But like, you're just not understanding the process. So they already went through all that, and they had an agreement. and they conduct the vote, and now all of a sudden people vote against it. That clearly means that they thought it was good, but now it's not good. Why? Because you have the Republican nominee for president coming in and saying, fuck that, don't vote. I mean, it's clear. Anybody that knows anything about politics, that is as plain as day to notice. So to like come out with this argument that it's like the bill was never going to pass, like maybe before when it started with Trump, by the time it got called up for a vote, it was set to pass, and it didn't because of Trump. It's simple as that. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. I'll leave it alone after that. You know, that's
well, look, I'm going to pull
that's
this
why
up.
I got so angry, because it's such a fact of the matter type of thing. Right? Like, you know, C happens after B after A. So you can't argue A is the reason why C happened, because C came after all that. Like, anyway. Yeah.
To sit down with Jeff Nadeau said, Jason, you cannot say anything good about Republicans.
Oh,
well,
I can,
Jeff,
but I'm in defense.
well, listen, there was a time when we all could, but I don't think what you're seeing what's really going on, Jeff, because the Republicans of today are not the Republicans of even 10 years ago.
Not even close.
They're not. There would have never been never did anybody imagine that Republicans would be actually cheering Putin on. Okay, and fucking pandering to him the way they are. The same with Kim Jong-un and the fact that they became a party of one man. It's the party of Trump, and they bow to him and they do whatever he says, and they've become a bunch of fucking animals. Look at the shit they do now. Look at the people like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Republicans have become insane conspiracy theorists. Okay, and they'll do anything they can to appease this man because he holds their careers in his hands. Like Kama was saying last night, Obama runs the Democratic Party. There's absolutely zero evidence of that. But my point was not even just that. It was, have you ever seen a situation where Obama said not to vote for a Democratic nominee or a Democratic candidate for anything because of something he did or didn't do, or something Obama liked or didn't like? Step into shit like that. As far as Obama talking Joe Biden into stepping down, he was one of probably, I don't know, the majority of the Democratic party. You know what I mean? They all were talking. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, there's a ton of fucking people. They said, look, you're going to lose, and Joe knew it. Joe knew it, so he stepped aside.
Right.
Came in and was like, Joe, step down now, motherfucker.
I mean, that's the right-wing Fox News talking point, but it was like you said, it was sort of like everybody coming out and saying, Joe, for the good of the party, please step aside, and he decided to, and it was time to. It wasn't like they were like, all right, Joe, you're done, goodbye, next one up. Like, politics is funny because you got to understand, like 10, 15, like even when I was like, let's say like 15, right? Like, when Gore and Bush, the Republican from that era to now is just light and day different. Light and day. What's happened since Trump came to the stage and took power, you sort of took away the typical conservative establishment Republican, a man I could respect, who I disagree with, and I wouldn't vote for, but I could respect. Like here, let me give you an example. Mitt Romney is one. John McCain is another. Bush Jr., not so much because he's an idiot, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always respected plenty of people on the right, Republicans. I have no hatred towards them. What I hate is Trump. What Trump has done is he's sort of came and co-opted, then hijacked the entire Republican Party, and he's turned it far right. So he's taken it from where it was, and he's pushed it all the way right to now where that is the Republican Party. That is the standard. A Trump Republican, a Trumpian, right? So all the establishment conservatives and moderate centrist Republicans, they're all stuck on the right with this fucking motherfucker, bro. He's totally hijacked the party, and he set the standard there. So that's what scares me now about our politics. It's just the entire center shifted right. So whereas I used to be considered a liberal, I'm a moderate Democrat now because I'm not a crazy far left cringe ass fucking Antifa. I don't believe in that crazy shit. I don't believe in all that crazy trans shit they're doing in Cali either. At the same time, like, I don't believe in anything that the right is doing at all. So what scares me is like our politics have shifted. And maybe FBS in like the future we'll have a third party emerge from this, right? Maybe the right will fracture and we'll have another party because Trump is too far right, so we'll have another party. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. A third party in this country.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever happen, but Paulie Walnuts, you're a nut, by the way. Yeah. Paulie Walnuts is a trip. But let's see. Mustache Pete said, yeah, but the same could be said about the Democrats of today, the extreme liberal folks that tainted the Democratic Party as well. Right.
He's right.
Yeah, you're right to an extent. Yeah, but I mean, it depends on who you're talking about too, because then there's like Bernie Sanders, and then there's Kamala. You know, she's to the right of Bernie. You know what I mean? She's not an extreme liberal at all by any stretch of the imagination.
If
She
you look
isn't.
at the crazies on both sides, right? And this is just my opinion, because I've looked at Antifa. Like those are the crazies on the left, and then like all the white supremacist groups on the right. Like those white supremacist groups and militias, they scare me a lot more than Antifa. Antifa will wear shirts and
Well,
hit you with ties, and they'll do like stupid shit, right? Like those militias got guns, dude, and they'll come and they'll start shooting shit up. Like they got bombs and guns and grenades, and they train in the fucking woods and all kinds of crazy shit. These white supremacist groups scare the crap out of me, dude. Those are the people I
yeah, but
really worry about.
I won't even say that was it on the, as far as when you started talking about the liberals. I mean, listen, if you can look at a man and accept that that man now claims to be a woman, then you're failing to address mental illness for what it is. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah.
I'll
No.
say that too. That's another thing. See, like people like me and you, we don't give a fuck. Like I don't care who's transgender. I don't give a fuck.
I don't
You know what I
either.
mean? What I won't do is bow down to them, and I will not fucking change my own reality based on your view of
Yours.
themselves.
Right.
I won't. You know what I mean? But I'm not bothered by them. I don't care. There
Right.
are some people like that guy that used to come in. What was that guy's name? Dominic Presti or whatever. Fucking hate. No, it wasn't him. It was some other guy. Hated fucking a transgender. So his whole fucking worldview was based around transgenderism. It was like all he cared about was any point he brought up had to do with transgender people. That's bizarre. But I will say, that's far left. That crazy shit. That is bizarre to me, and I'll never understand it. And I don't choose to. I don't even choose to try to understand it. You know what I mean? If I tomorrow and I said that I'm a fucking, a German Shepherd, they're gonna lock me in a fucking psych ward. If I wake up tomorrow and I see Elvis in the mirror, okay, they're gonna involuntarily commit me. But if I wake up tomorrow and I see a woman, then I'll be praised and be called a hero. So it's very, very bizarre.
And like that's why I understand a lot of that right wing angst towards all this trans stuff, because I think most people on the left are like me and you. Like it doesn't bother me. Just don't push it on me, and don't try to change my reality or my beliefs because of it. It's like what I call the tyranny of sort of the up and coming self-righteous majority, if you will, a term I just made up. Tyranny of the self-righteous majority. They're not a majority, but they used to be an oppressed group, and now they've gotten some traction politically and some like a voice. And like a community, and like sort of a movement almost, right? So they have rights now. So instead of just taking that victory, now they want to go all the way to the left and just have 15, 20 different genders in bathrooms and like all the shit you're talking about. I see a woman, men competing in women's sports. So now you're giving the right all this ammunition to come at the left with, when most of us on the left are just like repulsed by that shit as much as the right is. We're just not as vocal and vicious about it. We're more like, yeah, go over there, But like at the same time, though, like there comes a limit where like a guy can walk into a woman's locker room in Planet Fitness and just say, I identify as a woman, and just start using the fucking bathroom and shit. And like women who complain about that lose their membership. Like that, like it goes both ways with politics, right? You got crazies on both sides. They kind of swing in both directions, but I just feel
Look.
Go ahead.
Hold on, late breaking news here. See, and this is why, it's the Trump supporters doing this shit. It's Putin doing it for them and everything else. Maybe a little longer. 2 bomb threats in West Goshen, PA, Philly burbs. Polls won't close until 10 p.m. tomorrow. They're doing this shit on purpose, And Jeff is a trip. Look at Jeff. He's talking about the betting market. So according to Jeff, this is in the bag. Trump already won it. But Jeff, no offense. I mean, I don't know how much you've been into politics or for how long or how many elections you've watched, but what we're seeing right now was 1,000% to be expected. And it's going to be that way. When we all go to sleep tonight, Trump is going to be in the lead. Most likely. Right. It's going to change. It's how counting works. So forgive me for not caring what betting markets think. I don't care, bro. I got eyes. I watch this shit 24 hours a day for a fucking year now. And I watched it my whole adult life. So I know what to expect on in situations like this, So this is not out of the ordinary. Nobody should be worried or excited yet. By the way, New York, not like we didn't know, 34.2% of expected vote. Kamala's at 65.2%. Donald Trump's at 30%.
No, what a news flash. New York.
I know, you believe that? She's winning New York. I never imagined.
I like that blue PA though right there.
Yeah, look at let's take a look at this. 27.3 expected 1%. That's looking
pretty good so far.
That's looking very good. Maryland, Kamala Harris 62.1% with 51.9% of the expected vote.
Nice.
Let's see who else. Who else we got here? Have any of these been called like officially? Do we know?
I don't think they start officially calling it until probably tomorrow when they're like nearly like absolutely certain. Like they project when they're like 80%, then when they're like 95+%, nearly certain that they'll make a call.
Well, it gets to a point where if one candidate has so many votes that the other
That's true.
candidate
They're so
can't
far ahead.
possibly catch up.
That's right. That's right. So
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. Yeah, they can make calls early. Yeah.
So you never know. We might see. We'll see some states. Let's see what Kornacki's saying because I love this guy. Kornacki,
Oh, Jeff Kornacki? that guy.
Yeah,
I remember him
yeah.
from MSNBC back in the day. Rachel Maddow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see what he has to say about because then we'll find out what states were officially called and all that horse shit. Let's see. Oh, this again with the fucking music. Can we get Kornacki to fucking talk, please? What? Oh, this is way behind. Trump 168, Harris 62. What the fuck is going on here?
They'll have different numbers based on the way like they project. Like, you know, each of these like networks, they have their own model. Their election prediction models and shit, you know.
Yeah, but one of them has to be accurate.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all accurate, but it's just like the way they aggregate and then report on the data, you know. I mean, sometimes one's a little more ahead, the other one's a little behind. They all have different algorithms and shit.
Yeah. Listen, I just want to take a moment to say that no matter what happens tonight, tomorrow, I'm still going to love my Trump-loving brothers like Chris Capello and Michael Hensley and Dee Gainey and Timothy Sullivan and anybody else who's a Trump supporter.
Likewise. Capello's a Trump guy? I don't even know that.
I think he is. I shouldn't even say that.
Capello regardless.
He mentioned one time not agreeing with me politically, so I'm assuming. Lakota Tucker. I got smashed in a Twitch chat over accidentally misgendering a famous comedian because I had no idea they had transitioned and changed their name like horribly. That's the only time it bothers me. Well, yeah, like when I see teachers, like I saw a story of a teacher, maybe like 2019 or something. A teacher who got fired because he refused to call, a girl student, him or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And that, to me, that's despicable. Let's see. Polly Walnut sent me something. What's that? That's President Trump 195, Harris 117. Okay. Let me go
Picking
back
up.
Yeah, this ain't even caught up to that yet. Wow.
Let's look what the AP News is saying.
Oh, Polly Walnuts too. It's another Trump supporter. I'll still love tomorrow. Fucker. Let me see. The cheating starts at 3 a.m. On Trump's side, it already did.
It already started, Polly Walnuts. It started last week.
Yeah, no, Trump's been cheating since fucking 2020. He's been cheating, trying to steal an election. This is the second one he's tried to steal. Yeah.
He's got all his people in place right now where if it gets contested, it could lead to a favorable outcome for him. I bet you that's what he's been thinking. That's what he's been planning for.
Well, that is the plan. They got electors, they got people on electoral boards all over the country and stuff. They're gonna have refused to certify votes in different municipalities and shit, so that they can, they could try to run out the clock, on the deadline, or they could try to, just have a flat out refusal to certify the votes. And they're trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. They've had it planned for months and months and months. They've been reporting on all this shit Trump is planning. They put election deniers onto these boards of electors and shit. It's crazy, bro.
I was talking to Casper Oza earlier today, and he was telling me it'd be funny if Trump somehow lost the election through the electoral college, but he won the popular vote by like 2 million, which is exactly the opposite of what happened in 2016. Like he won through the electoral college, but he lost the popular vote. So it'll be funny if it's just the opposite this time. But I mean, really, like if you look at the way they're projecting it, right? Like whoever's gonna win the election is probably gonna also win the popular vote with the way the battleground states are set up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just worry
Oh, this
for the
gotta be
future.
Fox News, right? Huh?
I was just saying, I worry for the future of our politics in this country. If the standard is now Donald Trump on the right, like if that, because forget him. Let's say he goes away, he loses, but his standard the blueprint that he laid out for how you sort of speak, the rhetoric, the slogans, how you behave, what you say, and then now when you come to the national stage with the demagoguery, how you divide, like that's a blueprint for future politicians to come to power. People like him who have no political experience, who are coming from the business world, just hey, I want to be a president, so let's do what Donald Trump did, right? I mean, it sets the standard
Oh yeah.
on the Republican Party, and that's a pretty low standard. The GOP has now succumbed to become Donald Trump's party, which to me is just it's blasphemous and sort of American political history that a man like this could just co-opt the entire party and set the standard now. Because I don't see this ever changing. Like, you know what I'm saying? From now on, this is what the right is, what Donald Trump set the standard for. It's never going to
Well,
go
listen,
the other way.
I want some of the Trump supporters to tell me what Trump meant by this. Okay, I want you guys to tell me, what did Trump mean by this, because this goes along with what you're talking about, Jason. Listen.
If you want to save America, get your friends, get your family, get everyone you know, and vote. Vote early, vote absentee, vote on election day. I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Okay, what does that mean?
What
does that mean to you, Jason?
To me, that means don't vote
Harris
for Trump.
wins Illinois. Go ahead.
That means
Thank
don't
you,
vote for
Wyatt.
Trump, because if you do and he gets in power, he's going to fix it. So you're not going to have to vote for him again. He's just going to plug in the next guy after him and the next guy, and they're just going to subvert democracy.
Yeah, there's going to be no more elections. There's going to be no more elections.
Now,
That's
I
literally what he
understand
just said.
American politics and the checks and balances of our government, so I know that's not possible. And we'll literally have a civil war if Donald Trump attempts that. But that's how I take it. Other people may take it differently. That's how I take it.
Of course, you're taking it the right way. It's exactly what he meant. What he means. Guy, I got to go take a piss real quick. You take over for me.
Yeah,
hey guys,
sure,
do me a favor if you can. I know there ain't many people here, but donate if you can. You know what I mean? I'm fucking doing this horse shit instead of laying on my couch watching these results. So if you can, I'd appreciate it, man.
Yeah, guys, let's go so FBS some moolah here if you guys can contribute. But so far, it's 178.99 Trump Harris. Now, the reason why you see the count a little higher for Trump right now, because I mean, the red states that are guaranteed to go for him, you have less of a population in those states, right? So there's less votes to count, so you can get through them quicker, and you can sort of look at the disparity between, like, you know, Trump and Harris. Like if he's like way ahead with like 30% of the vote in, they'll already call it for Trump. So they've done that already. They've ahead of time called a lot of these red states that are guaranteed to go to him. Now the blue states, those will all eventually go to Harris, but it takes a little more time for them to get to that threshold where they can make that call, right? They have to count all the votes. A lot of the polls close like 10 o'clock in some of these states, 8 or 9 p.m. in others. So they need to wait around and make sure that they're sure before they sort of call it. And so you'll see this thing sort of slowly trend upward for Harris as you get closer to midnight. But time will tell. Let's see, what else is in the news these days? If people here really think that Donald Trump has an economic plan that he's going to implement from day one and sort of like solve all the problems that he's claiming to solve, like inflation. Let's start with inflation, right? You know, he's going to make grocery prices go down, that sort of thing. Well, first of all, inflation is not controlled by a presidential action. Like, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to combat that. Inflation is a fact of economics. Inflation happens every single year. Now, if you look at the rate of inflation the last, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, right? It's gone up way more than it has really in the last 20 years. And a big reason for that, again, are Republican supply-side economic policies. But let's just look at all the spending that Donald did in his term. Now, Republicans are supposed to be fiscal conservatives, right? You're always crying about, balance the budget, spare money, small government. Instead, what Trump did was he came in and spent $9 trillion and ran up the largest deficit in American history. And the biggest driver of inflation, according to every single economist the world over, is deficit spending. I mean, a lot of other things, but that's the biggest driver of inflation. So if you're looking at Trump to solve the problem that he created, think again. I was just talking about inflation, FBS, and why Trump is like a big contributor to that and how he can't really control that and why it's been happening.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I know.
And just all the different reasons. I mean, I can run down the gamut of them, but I think really what it comes down to is like, politics, like most people, like I get it, like most people aren't going to sit there and sift through data and look at studies and read think tank research and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I get it when they take all their talking points, like this Anthony Santoro guy, who, for all intents and purposes seems like a decent guy, but somebody like that, I'm sure you get your worldview by sort of consuming media, however you choose to consume media. And you consume media because you like what people are saying. Like you'll never go to the other side to really listen to what they're saying and use some critical thinking, and then go look at some data, read a little bit, and then formulate an opinion. You kind of come quick to an opinion because you leverage a lot of your life experiences and your personal biases, and then you see things on TV, and that's your world opinion. That's why
exactly.
I feel.
And Anthony, you could disagree, but don't insult him.
And so, like, that's the thing.
Anthony, how about this? Anthony, how about this? Why don't you grab the fucking link? Because what you just said is so fucking retarded. And I'm going to point out why. You're a babbling dude. I'll tell you what, I'm either going to block you or you come up here. But if you insult Jason one more time, I'm fucking blocking you. Grab the link. Come tell him why he's babbling. Look at what you just said. If you think she has any plan for herself. All right, let's go back and forth. Tell me some of Trump's policy proposals, what he's going to do in detail. What's he going to do? How's he going to do it? Tell me things.
I'm not insulted, by the way. No, I do tend to babble.
I don't like that shit. But tell me what's forget all that. Just tell me what is Trump's plan? What's he going to do? Because you said he doesn't have any plan. She doesn't have any plan. Do you mean plans? I don't understand. For herself or for the country? What are you talking about? Can't argue with nonsense. FBS cool. I'll be out. Yeah, do that. Because that's the thing, Anthony Santoro. You say it's nonsense, but you won't dare grab this link and come talk to us about it. So is it us speaking nonsense or is it you? Because if you claim to be smarter than us, and if you know what we're saying is fucking nonsense, you'd come up here and tell us why, right? So just grab the link, bro. It's right there in the fucking chat. Grab the link. You can't have a conversation. Who, me? No chance, Mustache Pete. I got shit to do tomorrow. I mean, I'll be up late like I always am. I'll be up till like 3 a.m, but I ain't staying up all night for this shit. What'll happen though, Mustache Pete, is that I'll wake up in the morning like I always do, too early, way before I got enough sleep, and then I won't be able to go back to sleep because I'll be interested in this shit.
Yeah, that's what'll happen to me. I'll probably wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and stay glued to the results.
Here's Lee Politics Cole. Yes, politics.
It's the one-time warning. Dude, fuck you and your warning. You don't scare me. And then you threaten to come after people on my channel to find out who they are. You publicly threatened out in the open to go after another content creator's channel and harass his viewers.
There's Lee Politics Call. Look, he said you guys diss the shit out of the other side. Yeah, I'm not dissing you directly, am I, Anthony? No.
Hey,
and I don't even know what fucking side you're on, but she's nonsense. You're just followers. First of all, it's YOU''RE, Anthony, you fucking genius. Secondly, we don't follow anybody. I'm the furthest thing from a follower. This is what happens in an election. You vote for one side or the other. It doesn't make you a follower. What makes you a follower is following a man blindly, a man with no plans, and then having the balls to talk about somebody else not having plans. A guy who himself on the debate stage, when asked about healthcare, said he has concepts of a plan. Okay, guys who walk around in "Make America Great Again" hats and Trump shirts and have their yard littered with fucking Trump signs and everything they talk about is Trump, Trump, Trump. That's a follower, bro. That's a follower. You're a follower because you're listening to a guy who hasn't told you shit, and somehow you think he's got the right answers. Tell me, Anthony, some of Trump's policies for 2025 if he takes office, and I'll tell you some of Kamala's. It's only fair, Anthony. Don't dip out. No, you guys are bullshit. Tell me how.
Yeah, listen, hop on, dude, and I'll just mute myself and let you and FPS talk. I mean, I'm not offended because, like you said, FPS, a lot of people are just followers, dude. I mean, that's the problem with politics in this country. We can't just have like a nice little discourse. You present your side, I present my side, and we can disagree on facts. We can't, on subjective shit we can, and we can just talk it out. I leave it at that. But then people get personal, like what happened yesterday, right? People get personal, and then you start attacking each other, and then that just escalates, and that's sort of the problem. Like Anthony, if you want to hop on and just talk politics and sort of articulate to us why you think Trump is the better option, and back that up with some supporting facts and reason, economics, immigration, labor, crime, you name it, any policy stance, right? Like, come and correct me if what I'm saying is incorrect about inflation and economics. Like, anything you want to challenge me on, I'll gladly have a proper debate with you, right? You treat me like a gentleman, I'll treat you like a gentleman. It's simple as that. Anybody can come up here. Like, I actually want Jeff or somebody who voted Trump really to come up here and maybe have a talk with us, because I'm not about attacking and putting anybody down. But my thing is, like, you can't misrepresent.
Nobody who voted for Trump will come up here and talk to us.
Yeah, I know they won't. But if you're going to come up here and misrepresent facts, if you're going to misrepresent facts, and then you're going to have a very strong opinion that's based on that, you just can't expect me not to sit here and call that out. That's really what it comes down to. And I expect others to do that to me, right? Aggressively. Like, if I say something that you can prove to me is factually incorrect, show me. And I'll backtrack and I'll say you're right and I'm wrong. That's just the kind of person I am. Like, you can't have opinions on facts. You just got to accept them.
No, you can't.
Right?
You're entitled to your own opinions, not your own facts.
So we can't even have a talk if you don't accept facts. That's all it is. Yeah.
Look at this. Pizza's Last Dance. I thought he was fucking around. He said Trump's policies are "Make America Great Again." Sorry if that offended you. Then he actually said, seriously. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Pizza's Last Dance. You can't tell me shit. His policies are "Make America Great Again." Just out of curiosity, how's he going to do that? Pizza's Last Dance. We could talk about anything. We could talk about how he literally went out of his way to send more manufacturing jobs overseas, according to the Department of Labor. All 4 years he was in office. We could talk about how he raised taxes on people over $75,000. We could talk about how he's pandered to white supremacists and foreign dictators. What's he going to do? What are those policies? Make America Great Again isn't a policy; it's a slogan. So what are his policies? See, they don't know, Jason. That's the funniest thing about him. They don't know.
And that's what it is. Trump triggers an emotion inside of them. A lot of people are voting emotionally. Some of them are voting just a single policy, like, I own a business and I'll get better tax rate under Trump. All right, I'll vote for Trump. I really don't like Trump, right? But a lot of people, they vote emotionally. And that's what I mean. Like, all the parallels in 1930s Germany with the fanaticism around Hitler, like, they thought he was the answer. Like, they're voting in that way. And so you got people like Santoro and other people just really they get emotionally triggered when I say certain things, and I challenge just anything that Trump does, because again, they feel like he's the guy. And that's really that's really a lot of what his base is. Just people that are emotionally triggered. They're angry people, and he comes along and he's like their savior. And so all the contradictions and all the hypocrisies and just the facts, none of that matters. None of it. It's just he's the guy. I mean, he could go up there and like elbow drop a baby in the face and they would still love him. And so like that's the sickening part of it to me. That's the part that I still, to this day, right now, as I talk to you, I don't understand. Like, I really don't.
Listen, when you see these people at rallies, when people interview them and stuff, and they ask them, is there anything Trump can do? Anything Trump can do that will cost him your vote? And they're like, no, nothing. And they'll say, what if he killed somebody? No, that's what they say straight up. You know what I mean? So let me see something, bro. We're gonna have a little fun here. Hold on.
Can I quickly respond to what Ronan said? Just real quick. I'll be very quick. I'm sorry. I know
I'm looking at YouTube.
Ronan, listen, if you look at crime statistics in New York City, right? Like, they've been going down a lot. Like even during that whole fiasco with the bail reform law under what's his name, De Blasio, they were still going down. So I get it. Crime is bad in certain neighborhoods. There's spikes. You look at crime statistics, right? They release them. The NYPD releases them, I think, like every quarter. So like there's 4 reports a year. They're going down through the board. New York City is the safest big city in the world, brother. I grew up out there, and I remember the fucking late 80s into the 90s and how fucking trash it was. From then till now, tremendous difference. So you can't even complain. 3 robberies a day. I mean, they used to be 13 like an hour on the subway. You know what I mean? So it's like it's all relative. Like, I'm sorry your neighborhood sucks, but I mean, just look at statistics, right? Biden and Kamala are just more of like your standard Democrats when it comes to like crime statistics, like crime policies. They're not going to do anything drastic that hasn't already been put in place. So you really can't blame them for crime in New York in certain neighborhoods. You blame the city, but you know, you can blame them for nationwide crime, which if you look at the statistics, like I mentioned yesterday, they are going down. So while we all want to make this out to be a huge crime problem, and crime is always an issue, and we should tackle it aggressively, it's not this nationwide phenomenon like it used to be. It really isn't.
Look, Pizza's Last Stand said when I asked them for policies, remain in Mexico policy. See?
So that's part of that immigration policy. That's part of the border bill.
Jason, did you have any idea that it might be something about the border? Just out of curiosity. Oh. And let me. Of course we do. Mustache Pete. This, by the way, and that's one policy. Okay, tell me some more. Even though that's okay, whatever. Mustache Pete, you don't think a lot of people are voting for Harris just because they hate Trump? Of course they are, but that doesn't change the fact, Mustache Pete, that she's a better option. She's a better option. Like Mustache Pete, for example. These people, look what happened. I asked there's a whole chat here full of people, 73 people, a good, I don't know, maybe it might only be 25%, 20% of these people are Trump supporters. This is what I got for an answer when I asked about policies. Remain in Mexico. And of course, it's something about the border. Okay. Kamala has literally laid out, not only has she already taken part in things like, getting bills passed like the CHIPS and Science Act and the PACT Act, that's to help veterans who got sick from burn pits, and the Inflation Reduction Act and the American Rescue Plan and all these other different things. But now she's got all different policy proposals to help American citizens open businesses, buy homes, like $25,000 to help home buyers. They could use it as a down payment, whatever. That's a $25,000 tax credit, $50,000 to help people start up small businesses, helping women get their fucking reproductive rights back, because women are literally dying because they can't get medical attention. They have shit going on. They have infections, stuff like that, and they can't get operations because there's technically a heartbeat. Okay, the fetus has a fucking heartbeat. All types of shit. She's got a million different things she plans on fucking doing. Even fucking if you want to talk about grocery prices like you guys bitch about, well, she talks about capping grocery prices, putting in some sort of price control. Now that's a problem too. You don't like that because you can't make up your mind. You either want capitalism or you don't. You guys don't understand. But I could go over a whole bunch of fucking things Kamala's proposing in detail, and nobody could tell me shit because Donald Trump. I'll give you this, Mustache Pete. A lot of people are voting for Kamala because they hate Trump. The majority of people are voting for Trump because they hate Mexicans, and that's all there is.
Among other people.
Well, yeah, just Latinos in general. Yeah, Latinos in general. So that's it. Don't forget, this is the guy who put the Muslim ban. Who implemented a Muslim ban in the United States. Okay, so this is the guy. The whole campaign is built on racism. Why do you think Trump doesn't actually campaign? I heard somebody ask earlier. They were doing an interview or something, and they asked the interviewer, show me one video clip from the last 9 years of Trump laying out a cogent fucking policy plan. Actually a coherent, just in a coherent way, actually describing a policy plan. And the guy had no answer for him. There isn't one. There isn't one. I talked to my man Cam earlier. You know what Cam said to me? And he was so fucking right. He goes, CeeLo, it's hilarious. He goes, I watched her whole rally, or Trump's whole rally last night, right? He said, all he did was talk about Kamala's IQ and just bash everybody, including the country, because you won't find him saying anything positive about this country for the last 9 years either. Not a single fucking
We're
thing.
a failed nation, according to him.
All he does is bash our country and the people in it. That's all he does. Trump does not get up at that podium and lay out a plan for this country. He doesn't even come close. He doesn't even know how to. He doesn't know anything. He has no plans. He has a concept of a plan. So when you hear Kamala talk from beginning to end of her rally, it's policy proposals, ideas, and her vision for this country. When you hear him talk from beginning to end, it's him airing his grievances about how he's the world's biggest victim, even though he's a lifelong billionaire who was born with a fucking platinum spoon in his mouth. It's absurdity. To even compare the two is ridiculous. So do some people vote for Trump or Kamala because they hate Trump? Are they? Some of them? Yeah. But a lot of people also vote for her because she has a fucking plan. You know what I mean? She has ideas, and she knows how to implement these ideas. Simple as that. Go ahead, Jason.
It's just sad that it's devolved to like the level where like a man like Trump with his character can actually ascend to the presidency. I mean, that to me is like the most damning indictment of just American politics. Like, I would have never dreamt it. I remember when he first came on the stage, we used to laugh at him. Like, yeah, all right, Donald, when he used to say all this crazy shit. And this man somehow has transformed the American political landscape to where now the Republican Party is his party. It just blows the mind. I mean, with Harris, like, I'll be honest with you, right? I think a lot of Democrats who came up during Obama like me would share this sentiment. She doesn't excite you like Obama did. She doesn't move you. I mean, she's not the greatest orator.
I think she does. I think.
Well, let me finish. Like not like Obama, but she's an extension of his hope and change message. And she didn't have that meteoric rise that he did, but she's an extension of that. And she's absolutely capable of leading. And she's more or less going to lead and govern like Obama and Biden did. Biden was, Sleepy Joe, right? So he gets a lot of the, he gets made fun of a lot. But I mean, she's really that type of Democrat. She's sort of carrying that mantle of the left, right? Whereas Trump has come in and he's like an iconoclast. Like, he's destroyed the entire status quo and he's implemented something brand new. And it's not for the better. It's ugly. It's toxic. People are buying into it. It's empowered a lot of angry, loud, ignorant, shameless people to go around and just start spewing all this crazy shit. And so, like, what we have here now is a paradigm shift in politics, right? For the future, like that's what the Republican Party is. It's the party of Trump. It's Trump style dirty ass politics. That's not, that type of demagoguery. I mean, like, he's just the first one through the door, FBS. I'm telling you, even if he doesn't win, like, people are going to take the mantle up and they're going to, like, you're going to see a huge sort of shift in our political parties. Like, that's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if
he gave them the roadmap. Right. He gave them the roadmap, the formula to how to do this.
I wouldn't be surprised if they formed a whole new party at some point, just because they can't stand how the Republican Party went all the way right like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's become the mainstream thing. That's like Antifa people becoming like in the position of Harrison Walls, like the leading candidate for the party. It's just sad, it's scary, and it's insanity to me. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I'm not as excited about Harris as I was Obama. I absolutely support her. I would have voted Democrat anyway.
Not as excited, but bro, when you look at these rallies, she had 75,000 people the other night. I mean, when you look at these fucking rallies, the excitement that's there, it's the closest thing I've ever seen to Obama.
Right. Well, I mean, like, the bases will always come out. The bases will come out and everybody will support. That's what you see at those rallies, like the bases, right? Like the people that will always be there. I just feel like
these people were not at Biden rallies. It's not just
Biden absolutely wasn't going to engender any. Nobody was coming out for those rallies. They probably fall asleep like, the first 10 minutes of him speaking.
So it's not the Democratic base. They're there for Kamala. They weren't there for Joe. You know what I mean? So. But let me pull this up, Ronan. I know you answered this, Ronan, but or Jason, but Ronan, I don't know if Jason mentioned this. Kamala and Biden didn't do anything to New York, bro. They were the president and the vice president. They have no control over New York. I don't know if you know that. You're talking about the governor and maybe the mayor of New York City.
Right.
There's no the vice president and president have no control over what goes on in New York. New York is a state. You know what I mean? So, and the crime rate overall is lower now than it was over Trump. Overall, nationwide, violent crime as well, lower than it was under Trump. That is a fact. That is not my opinion. So you can't blame them for what goes on in New York because they're not the president of New York. You know what I'm saying? There's that. And Pizza's Last Dance says this is the ultimate cop out. This is like when people would say, I debate you, FPS, but I don't want to get you views. He said, I'd love to come on panel, but you are not reasonable. You said name one good
Not
policy.
reasonable.
Bro, you said the remain in Mexico policy. I mean, okay, if you consider that a good policy, okay, I guess. So you named one. Can you name any more? Because I asked you to and you couldn't. How many did I name of Kamala's? And I could keep going. You know what I'm saying? So you could come up, bro. We're completely reasonable. Come up and speak your mind.
You know, it's funny because I was reading.
I'm sorry, Pizza's Last Dance. I'll give you that you named one, but I can't take that seriously. You know, it's ridiculous. It's, again, all you guys fucking talk about is the border. Can you tell us anything else he's gonna do? Anything? Just make it one big answer. One all-encompassing answer. Okay, the border. You might as well just say that, because you know all this other shit. Just say what you mean. You mean the border. And I guess the border is a policy. Okay, go ahead.
Just to be clear, that when he said remain in Mexico policy, he's saying that's one of Trump's policies, like for the border. That was his answer. So it's funny. I was reading this sort of right-wing think tank sort of analysis of that border bill, and like one of the problems they said was that remain in Mexico policy. That he said they said that had to be undone because it actually created more of a problem when it came to actually people trying to get through the border. Like there's a lot of different reasons why. It was one of those technical type academic papers. I was just sort of skimming through it, but it's funny he mentioned that remain in Mexico as a triumph of Trump's policy. That actually didn't work. That's one of the things the Republicans themselves wanted to like undo and change. It's just funny. So that just gives credence to this whole to what you were saying. Like Trump supporters, they don't know any of his policies, and they don't even know the ones that actually worked, that are like good. You know, the ones that Republicans want to keep actually.
Yeah, I hear you. Timothy, this is where you're mistaken, bro. Nobody's miserable. Trump supporters are miserable. You know how fucking happy I am in my everyday life, especially lately. It's been better than ever. This is in your imagination. You guys are miserable because you've been convinced that things are bad. You don't even look at numbers and statistics and facts. You look at Fox News and you listen to what they tell you. And Pizza's Last Dance, listen to what he says. This is how delusional they are. FPS, if Harris wins, who will Democrats blame when things get hectic? January 6th, Orange Man bad. Look, they're fucking morons. Orange Man bad, or Harris will just say she's from a middle-class family and make happy, joy. You're a fucking retard, Pizza's Last Dance. Look how you talk. Bro, you think you're like clowning me, but you're making yourself sound like Trump sounds when he speaks. January 6th, what do you mean? Who will Democrats blame when things get hectic? Things got hectic on January 6th. Who were they supposed to blame? Trump led everybody there. He told everybody to show up, how it's going to be wild. Everybody be there. He told them to march there. He literally fucking encouraged them to do and egged them on to do exactly what they did. He instigated the whole fucking thing and they did it. And he was watching on fucking TV with a big fucking smile on his face and refused to do anything to help. The only thing he did was request a National Guard troops to protect himself, nobody else. So who else would we blame if MAGA people fucking riot at the Capitol? Whose fault would it be if Trump is the guy standing there telling them to do it like last time? You know, that's not our opinion either, right? He literally told them to do what they did. Did he say take a shit on Pelosi's desk specifically, stuff like that? No, but he told them to go down there and cause hell. That's what he told them to do. So like, what do you mean? Who else would we blame? If Harris wins and you guys act like animals, you guys will be blamed for being animals. Who should we blame? Obama? What do you mean? Who else is there to blame? We blame the people on January 6th, including Trump, for what happened on January 6th. Who do you blame? Oh, let me guess. It wasn't really Trump supporters. It was Antifa. Yeah. Think about it. If you even say something like that, why would people on the left, why would they have any interest in stopping the certification of the election that Joe Biden won. Do you realize that would just give Trump the presidency? So anybody who says that wasn't really MAGA people, it was Antifa people, they were being bushed in, and shut up. It's too stupid to even realize.
It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, dude. It's like, you know, like just listening to you respond to it. I mean, I like just I feel like I lose brain
I just
cells
saw that,
reading shit like
Formalino. I
that.
just got the alert. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like I lose brain cells reading shit like what Pizza's last dance just said. Just fucking like it's retarded that you even need to explain that to him.
Timothy Sullivan said Obama started the war against the police and neutered our military.
Let me not even get into that one because that's another like loaded statement right there, and that's
Timothy,
what it is.
tell me how he started the war against the police. Tell me, show me one piece of evidence that Obama told anybody to do anything. One piece of evidence.
Obama saved this country economically from a fucking depression and a major recession. It could have been much worse than it was. And a lot of those policies that he implemented, if you look at what economists actually are saying, a lot of that bled over into the Trump era, and he took a lot of credit for that. And then once it was time for him to implement his economic policies, we saw what happened. Fucking jobs bleeding by the fucking month, dude. Largest loss of jobs in a 4-year administration in American presidential history. Facts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Largest deficit ever run up in American presidential history. Largest inflation rate in American presidential history. Who do you blame all that on? The Democrats? Fuck out of here.
Well, of course they do. Now you're 20. No, they just ignore that happened under his presidency.
Exactly. They ignore a lot of things about Donald Trump. A lot of things. You know what I mean?
Now you're 20. Meanwhile, they don't even understand him running up the deficit caused inflation. And partly that's one of the reasons that caused inflation, and him stopping oil production in Russia and Saudi Arabia is what caused gas prices to rise. They don't even realize it because they don't know anything.
See, I used to think
Trump, hold on, Timothy, you know we're energy independent already, right? Like, you know that we just, I forget in what period of time produced more oil than any time in history, right? Like we have been for quite some time producing more oil than we ever did in the history of America. And we are energy independent. We export more energy than we import. That is a fact. So he don't have to. Kamala and Joe already did it. And now you're 29, tax-free. I'm sorry, what? Tax-free, and that goes for people with 1099 such as yourself. I must give them credit for that. Tax-free what? What does that mean?
Maybe they're talking about the that tax penalty you get if you don't have insurance from the Affordable Care Act. Maybe talking about getting rid of that tax penalty.
I don't think so.
That's just
tax-free. What does that mean? Because now you're 29. He raised our taxes. Like in 2017 when they passed the tax reform bill. I hate it. I can't stand explaining this over and over. But he gave middle class Americans a tax cut for 2 years. And then he gave, after that 2 years expired, then taxes are going to go up every 2 years, and that's going to last till 2027. But the taxes on the richest 1% are going down every 2 years until 2027.
What he did was he cut the capital gains tax rate and the corporate tax rate, which is rich people tax rates, right? Capital gains is like, investment stocks and shit like that. And the corporate tax rate, I mean, that's the tax that corporations pay. He lowered both of those. And basically the effective tax rate for people at the top, that really didn't change much. And I think middle class, you ended up paying a little more. And that's really what it is. Like every administration, even Democrats, FBS, like they'll always talk about cutting taxes. But when you really look at what they're when I look at my taxes year to year, they barely change in terms of like what I'm paying. And I make a standard middle class income. But what you see is like the capital gains, the corporate tax rate, the top tax rate, like the top 10% of the country pays, that's constantly shifting. Sometimes it goes up a little under Democrats, and then it just goes down a little, up and down, up and down. And what a lower corporate tax rate does, guys, is it gives corporations more money that they can then use to outsource and offshore jobs that could go to Americans, because people in these countries will work for like $3 a day and no bathroom breaks. Like it empowers corporations to go overseas to make more money. And you're going to vote the guy in that's going to implement that type of economics, those type of tax plans for corporations, rather than holding them accountable, making them hire American and pay American workers. Maybe instead of 15 billion, you'll make 10. Like, you don't need that's the problem with corporate America. Like, I'm all about capitalism, but you got to rein that shit in after a while. You can't just let them just get richer and richer. I mean, we're in a gilded age to the point where like the top 10% is going to control 100% of everything, and we're all just going to work for all the corporate plutocrats and oligarchs, like everybody, all of us, literally, right? You can't let that happen.
Yeah. Saxon, what was I going to say? Yeah, and Bobby, he did say that, Giuliani, a trial by combat. He did. And Saxon, they are to an extent, but they are his followers. If he would have said 10 minutes after it started, if he would have went out there with a megaphone, or if he would have even tweeted, stop, go home, they would have. That's the bottom line. They do whatever he says. They did what they did because he told them to do it. Are they assholes for listening? Yeah. But they did it because he told them to do it. You know what I mean? That's just like any cult. You know what I mean? Like, listen, those people, that drank the Kool-Aid, yeah, it was their own actions, but who did they do it for? Jim Jones. Without a doubt.
I was listening to Alan Lichtman on Chris Cuomo today. Chris Cuomo is like a liberal voice that I highly agree with. I mean, I kind of think he's a dick in a lot of ways, but I mean, as a liberal, like that's the type of liberal establishment philosophy that I subscribe to. Cuomo shit, right? Cuomo's from New York. Like that's what I grew up remembering. Anyway, he was talking to Lichtman. Lichtman was saying, if you think about the 60s, right, FBS, it was the rise of the counterculture, right? The left, the countercultural anti-authority hippie shit, the left, right? That was the big thing in the 60s. Now, in our times, the big thing is the rise of the grievance-seeking right, the angry, dispossessed, working class guy, grievance-seeking, just pissed off. The rise of him. That's what Trump tapped into. That grievance-seeking, working class angst and anger. He tapped into that. That's why he is where he is today. I mean, that's what I believe, and that's really what propelled him into the presidency in 2016. Surprisingly, and that's really why he's still this election is as close as it's going to be. There's a lot of people in the country across the board, more than I would have thought, that are like that.
Yeah.
It's just a tragedy that it's somebody like Trump had to step in, because if it was somebody nicer, I never thought I'd see a cheaper populism than what Trump introduced. And you remember Sarah Palin? You remember her when McCain was running? Sarah Palin. Remember
I can see Russia from my house.
Right, the fucking moose lady. Like I never thought I'd see somebody crazier, more batshit, and out there than her. She was a big fucking joke, but somehow she had this sort of little movement. I think she tried to run for office somewhere. She was campaigning in New York, I remember, and then all of a sudden Trump shows up and takes that to a new level, and introduces Trump populism, right? His demagoguery. It just blows the mind. It really does.
Yeah. He said you have to fight for your country. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Michael Hensley said ABC is showing Trump slightly ahead in Pennsylvania all of a sudden.
Are they?
So he's ahead there now. Yeah. Let me see what I wanted to. There was something else I wanted to bring up. Hold on. Let me see. America has more oil than Saudi Arabia.
Oh God.
What?
That's
Peace's
just not
last
true.
dance. Peace's last dance. He just won't. He won't grab the link. He'll just talk shit from the chat. Let me see.
Timothy
The
Sullivan.
liberals have ruined California, and now they want your state. It's not difficult to understand. False what? You're telling me that Joe Biden ruined California, or are you talking about the liberals that run California, Timothy? Do you understand the question? Like,
Timothy, get on the panel, dude. Like, we'll have a nice little
Timothy,
talk.
Timothy, the president. Jesus Christ, I can't. Do they know how it works, Jason? Do you think?
I don't think so. Like, that's why, dude. Like, when I read these comments, like, I feel like you. Like, I lose my fucking mind. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
Biden and Kamala didn't come to California and do shit. Matter of fact, Timothy, Kamala was a goddamn fucking prosecutor. She put people away. She put criminals away, right, Timothy? She helped clean it up. What the fuck are you talking about? If you're talking about Gavin Newsom, fine. Who gives a fuck? But who's voting for him? He's not running, Timothy. You're so confused. He's not running. He's not.
That's why.
And it helped independent contractors too. What is he talking about? We were talking about taxes earlier, and you cut in what I was saying. What were you saying? about taxes when I said they raised the taxes and all? Because that's what they did. They raised the taxes. It went up in 21, 23. It's going to go up in 25 until 27 on anybody making over $75,000 a year.
Fuck.
You didn't know that?
No, I did. I'm just saying fuck because that I fall into that criteria. Like fuck.
Oh, yeah. And then anybody
Yeah.
making over 400, it's going to go down every 2 years. Update on results. Yeah, let me give you an update. Because Michael said about the ABC poll, I'm going to pull that one up. But I want to go back. I want to show you guys something just to get a laugh going. You know what I mean? Just to get a little laugh and lighten this shit up a little bit. You know what I mean? ABC live. Oh shit. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, everything got fucked up somehow. Okay, ABC live election coverage.
The AP showing PA is going red right now, whereas ABC
Well,
is
that's
dark.
what Michael's saying. Yeah.
It's dark for ABC.
I can't find it for ABC. I can't find a live. Wait a minute, let me go live.
Yeah.
Today,
Want me to put it in the chat? The link?
Well, hold on, let me see. I might have it. Okay, I got it. Oh no, this is just showing. Yeah, send me what you got.
I put a link in the chat.
House
go to the map.
All right. You put it in the chat. Oh, I can't. Fuck me, man.
Hold on, I'll put it in the private studio chat. There you go.
Yeah, I won't be able to click on it. It's all right. I
No?
can't click on it from StreamYard. But is this it? Is this what you're looking at? Has it got Donna Brazil on it right now? Whoever the fuck that is?
I'm just looking at the results map from ABC.
Oh, you're looking online.
Yeah, I'm going right to the website. I'm not really looking on YouTube.
Oh shit.
I will when I'm done here with you. I'll probably turn on a couple, like a station or two before I fall asleep, and I'll wake up and I'll look at them as soon as I wake up.
All right, let me see. And then we're gonna watch something funny real quick. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't see anything. I'm looking up live election results, ABC. I got nothing. And then it's very confusing to me. I don't understand. Let me check my channel if he put it in the chat, I guess.
So
I don't know what you guys were looking at.
I'm just going to quickly show you. Say 53% of the vote counted according to the AP News, and we got Trump 50.9%, Harris at 48.2%. So he's leading at this point.
Did you put the link in the chat?
I did put it into the chat. I'll put it in again. I'll put it in both chats. Put it in the MAGA chat and the other one.
I don't care. I'll put it on the Fat Bald-Sicilian chat. There you go. All right.
Yep.
All right. That's what we're looking at. I thought he was talking about ABC News.
Yeah, this ABC News, the website.
No, like live news.
Oh yeah, no, that's just the results map. I look at this is I'll put in the one that I look at. I like the AP News one better.
Let me see. Okay, 19 polls are closed. 19 are electoral votes. So where does it say? Where does it tell me? Okay, Trump 51%, Harris 48%, and what is it? 53% of the vote.
That's what AP
reporting.
News said.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he might win PA.
It's possible, but again, we're a little past halfway through. It's like a little past halftime right now, right? If it's a football game, so it ain't over yet. Not by a long
I didn't have
shot.
that pulled up, guys. I'm sorry.
Damn, is that the map? So those blue counties must have a lot of like population then that are going to go blue in PA, because I see red everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't really know PA though, so.
Ah, fuck! I just lost it again. I give
Donald
up.
Trump tonight, what they make of what they're seeing on the board so far, and then we'll focus right back on that.
I give up. Let's watch something funny real quick. You guys can look at that shit on your TV. Hold on. Guys. Somebody said something. Timothy said something about like the women and shit that he sees that are against Trump are like fat and disgusting and shit. I don't know if I'll be able to find one of those, but it just made me think about these. I want to put this up. one of these. Fuck, here, let's watch this.
It's my belief.
And who are you voting for this year?
Donald.
Listen.
So you think the Earth is actually flat?
I really do.
Who are you voting for this year?
Donald Trump. Yeah.
What a surprise. He thinks the earth is flat and he's voting for Trump.
All the best trash you're ever gonna find are Trump supporters.
What? What did you say?
Look at that. That's a follower. That's a psychopath. And they're proud to call themselves trash. They think they're like owning the libs. No. You're trash. We know you are. Biden was
she
right.
really referred to herself as trash just now? I wasn't sure I heard that right.
She said we're the finest trash.
All the best trash you're ever gonna find are Trump supporters.
What did you say?
How's that for a laugh, Timothy? Is that one worse than Kamala's?
You heard me.
Talking about Kamala Harris, but you were calling her, what was the nickname you had for her?
Kamama, whatever. The bitch.
Right.
Wow.
I think
You're going to laugh your ass off at this one, Jason. He just called her a bitch, right? Watch.
that was it. And so, how long have you been a supporter of Donald Trump?
I have been a Republican all my life since I started voting.
He called her Kamala, so this guy keeps mispronouncing Donald Trump's name, and the guy isn't getting
50 years. And I believe they are.
I mean,
more for
Kamala, he called
the people than the Democrats.
And in 2015, when DeMaminald Trump came down the stairs, did you know that he was your guy?
No, because I knew nothing about his political feelings at that time.
And Gerald Grant is going into the 2024 election. And do you think that Donald Trump is going to win?
I hope Donald Trump is going to win. I can only pray.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Vince McMahon?
He's a horrible human being, and I hope he gets what's coming to him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what are your thoughts on Linda McMahon?
I wasn't paying attention. The guy that called her a bitch is a pastor, right?
Is he?
Is Jason?
I don't
You
know.
still
Is he?
here, bro?
I'm here.
Oh.
If she knew about what was going on with the new allegations, she should go down as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you feel about Donald Trump working with Linda McMahon right now in the campaign?
You know, I didn't know that he's working with her. Everybody has due justice, so I guess we'll see what happens when the proceedings. And if she is found guilty, maybe he'll drop her.
Hey, everybody, rocking down the road. Seems a little lonely, doing what you're told. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, rocking Trump Nation, yay! There you
Timothy, you're crazy. I'll bet on Kamala right now. What do you mean nobody would bet on her? I saw you saying something about taking wagers. I'll bet on her.
I just lose more brain cells looking at Timothy's messages. So I mean, like Jeff was saying, I think the betting market was saying Trump was favored 1,000. I mean, if you really
Well,
think
they do that for a reason.
Exactly, right? Like, they want you putting money on Harris. I mean, I'm sorry, on Trump, because you're just so sure he's going to win when really they probably feel like, Harris might swing it. But the betting market is not what you should be looking at for the projected winner of this race, because the betting market works under different dynamics and principles than a political election. Yeah. I love you, Jeff. I just wanted to say that. Jeff,
some of these people
betting odds.
There you go.
Just a huge fan of Trump, man. Want to see a better America. I want lower taxes. I want less tax on my Zins.
You have your Zins there. How much do those cost you?
Right now, where I live, these are $9 a can.
How much should they be?
Like $6-7.
I don't know where they're made, but wait until those tariffs hit.
So you feel that the Biden-Harris administration is basically charging you $2 extra on your Zins?
Yeah, and
you just kind of want to get your buzz going.
I love my buzz.
What do you think happened with the hurricanes that hit North Carolina?
Do you really want to go there?
Yeah.
I think they want the lithium that's under the houses and the natural resources. What do you think?
What does that mean? Why would that affect the hurricane hit North Carolina? What do you think happened there?
Well, it's a good way to get the movement of the people and to claim the land, because people are now they don't have insurances, they don't have their land,
So the United States government is worried about claiming the land in North Carolina. Okay.
and it's a good way to acquire what you want.
So do you think, where do you think the hurricanes came from?
Whoever was in control of them.
Okay. But wouldn't that just be natural weather that happened?
So I don't believe so.
So what do you think?
I don't
What do you
believe
think?
so.
So what do you think happened?
She's talking to him like he's crazy. I do not believe so.
I'd rather not comment.
Because we talked to somebody who said that they believe that the government created the storms.
I would agree with that person.
Do you think the government? Do you think the government?
This is too fucking funny, dude.
They're all fucking insane.
Do you think the government controls the weather?
I don't know if I would say it's the government, but I would say that it's an elite.
I'm at the Venetian Casino, right? Friday nights, 10 to 11. Do my coverage, do my original music. BozRock.com. Rockin' Trump Nation. Seriously. You know, I made money with Trump because with all the rap.
I want to find.
Oh, where you
somebody's
going?
fucking
Where you
music.
going? You got no ideas.
If you could sing a song to Barack Obama, what would it be?
Same thing.
I see you have a bandage on your ear. Can you tell me about that?
Sure, certainly. Actually, it's in support of Donald Trump, but I was getting a haircut this morning, and I have a cowlick on this side, and he took a razor and actually nipped my ear. It is bleeding. It is real.
You're lying to me right now.
No, I'm not, sir.
You're telling me that you came to a Donald Trump rally and you were getting a haircut this morning and your ear was nicked, and this is why you have this bandage on?
Correct, sir.
He's full of shit.
That's not a lie.
Correct, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah.
I would take it off, but it's hard to get the bandage back on. It was bleeding a little while ago.
That,
Why
and
do
you're
you
being
need a
honest with
bandage
me?
that big?
I'm a
Or
minister.
a nick on your ear?
Because that's the exact same one that Trump was wearing, and all he had was a nick on his ear too.
I'll show you my ID.
Can I see it?
You certainly may.
He's a pastor.
What did you call Kamala Harris earlier?
I called her a bitch.
I'm about, America, rock the world, and do what's right for people. And
So anyway, that's a little bit. That's not one of the funnier ones, but I'm not going to dig around right now. I just wanted to. Bro must have Nadu's barber. They call Georgia for Trump. Decision
one of
Desk
the battleground
HQ
states,
just
but-
called Georgia for Trump. Yep.
I'm not surprised about that.
I got to shout this out. Shane Smith. Oh, man. Let me see how I can read it without doing all that. Shane Smith, $10. I am bemused how ex and current criminals can't see what this billionaire laughingstock has done to your country. I live in Australia, and this is the most important election of my 65 years. I'm shocked too, bro. Trust me, I am. Do you think they'd be street smarter? Let me see. No, what, Joe Beggados? Why are you yelling no? Trump is leading by votes and electoral votes. Let me see. Let me go to the map here. I'm just going to go. I don't know which one I should go to. Which one should I go to?
So
I don't
I'm
think
looking
this
at
one dated.
I'm looking at the AP one right now, and so out of the battleground states, PA's behind. It's leaning red right now, but Michigan's looking blue. Wisconsin is looking red. North Carolina and Georgia are both looking red. So in terms of the battleground states, with where it stands now, looking favorable for Trump, unfortunately. But we're still very early. I mean, we're like in this.
Very.
We're like in the third quarter of the football game. It just started, so we got a whole half to play here. So
Yes, I'm not.
I know you're not a sports guy,
worried,
but
man.
I'm sure you get it though, right?
No,
It's
no.
like
I was
you
going
got
to.
a lot of time left. Mhm.
I just said I'm not worrying yet. Hold on. Let's see what Kornacki's finally talking. Let's see what this fucker has to say. What's going on, Kornacki? Nobody's donating?
With the votes that are still to come in Georgia, North Carolina. I say this as a very, very big if here, but if you just play this out to let you know about the implications here. If Trump gets Georgia, and if Trump gets North Carolina. Okay, and there's no other surprises outside of the battlegrounds. And we already saw Iowa called. That was one of the potential surprises people were thinking about. With those two states, Trump would move probably to 251 expected electoral votes. And how many electoral votes are in Pennsylvania? The answer is 19. So if in the remaining votes in North Carolina and Georgia, Donald Trump is able to lock down victories in those states, I say if, but based on what I'm showing you, there's reason for hope for the Trump folks that that could happen. If Trump wins those two states, he'd be at probably 251, and likely in that scenario, if he could get Pennsylvania, that would get him to 270. Now, Pennsylvania, still a scramble here. 57% of the vote is in. Just check in here on Luzerne County. We continue to get more vote out of here. This is one of the key bellwethers we're using because this is Northeast Pennsylvania. Boy, there's a ton of vote in here. And this is the area the Trump campaign said they're going to improve on 2020 here. Again, 2/3 of the vote in now. Trump is ticking up closer to that 2020 level here. So keep an eye on that and the rest of the state. But Pennsylvania, just given what we're seeing in Georgia and North Carolina, increasingly taking center stage right here as one that the Harris campaign has always wanted, felt they needed. If Trump gets Georgia and Trump gets North Carolina, then Pennsylvania becomes an absolute must for Democrats.
And let me tell you, it's going to come down to PA. 83% of the vote in North Carolina, 88% of the vote in Georgia. Trump has healthy leads in both of those states. They're going to go red. I'm looking at the AP results map here. PA is going to matter big time because Michigan is already looking like it just slightly flipped red, but 23% of the vote in. I'm holding out hope for Michigan. Wisconsin, 54% of the vote in. It's still razor close. Knowing Wisconsin, I just don't think it's going to go Harris this year.
No, listen, it's official. Trump took it.
Wisconsin?
The whole fucking country. Michael Hensley just said ABC shows Trump with over 2001 electoral votes.
Oh. You had me for a second. I'm like, what?
I know you meant 201, Michael, but that was a good joke. Like, oh my God, Trump's got more electoral votes than there even are. That's amazing.
He's got 198 to Harris's 112. But, I mean, if you count up all the Democrat states that are going to come in, like California's got 54 electoral votes, right? And then you look at New Mexico, Washington, Oregon, like it's going to be interesting. PA is going to matter big time, FBS. I'm telling you, it's going to come down to your home state here. I know it. I feel it.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And Trump is overperforming. You're right, Joe Bag of Donuts. Bro, can you just take over for a minute so I could go say goodbye to Shanna for the night?
Sure. They're going to have to hear me babble for a while, though.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the AP polls, and it's shifting back and forth. Michigan's going red. Michigan's going blue. Wisconsin, the same thing. It's razor thin. We're talking a percentage point or two. I mean, really, all Harris needs is, I think, PA. If she wins PA and she wins Michigan, like if she takes 2 out of the 5 battleground states and everything else falls the way it should, she's going to win the election. There's a possibility she could still win the election by just winning one of those battleground states, but I think PA is going to matter the most because it's got the most electoral votes. I believe 19 electoral votes. Right, FBS? I think PA has the most electoral votes out of the 5 battleground states, right? It's got 19.
I'm not sure. I'd be lying if I said
it is. I
think
just
so.
Yeah. The rest, Michigan has 15, Wisconsin has 10, North Carolina 16, Georgia 16. So, yeah, PA has 19. It's going to matter. I think you have to win PA and maybe one more of these battleground states if Harris is going to win 270. I think it's possible to just win one of them. And if everything else falls the way it should, she could still, she should still win the election, possibly. But
let's see what he says. Oh, God almighty. Did it go back to fucking music? You got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, my God. Joe Bag of Donuts says that he won the election 4 times tonight. He won the election 4 times tonight. So I guess none of those other states matter then. Joe Bag of Donuts has called it. What the fuck we watching MSN? It's called it. Trump's the winner. I guess we just shut it down then, Jason.
Yeah, I know. I might as well just go to bed and just cry myself to sleep and wake up to like the storm of fucking bullshit I'm going to have to take from everybody who's going to just fucking gloat. Oh, Trump this and Trump that. Really, you should be crying because the country is going to be at a loss.
I know. They don't know that though. They don't. You can't convince them.
But between like truth be told, FPS, right?
Oh,
Like
Hensley called it. I believe Hensley. Go ahead.
when this
Oh,
is
you mean the
all
2001 votes? I got it, Joe Bag of Donuts. Go ahead. Sorry.
when this is all said and over, I'll be glad for everybody just to get back to like everyday life and let's just not talk about politics every fucking day. Maybe like 3 times a month, right? Like
Okay,
every fucking day.
I look at it like this: even if he wins, unless they do what people are afraid he might do, that's it. The 4 years he's out. We never have to deal with him anymore. Of course, the next one will be Trump Jr. Running.
Well, what it is instead of a repudiation of MAGA, it's sort of a validation and reinforcing of MAGA. And so he's just the first one through the door, the Trump-style politician. Because after him, there'll be another and another. It might be his kids. It might be somebody else. I mean, that's what it is. The ideology will go away if he loses this. It won't go away, but it'll lose a lot of steam and momentum.
Yeah. Let me ask War something. He said everything will be fine. I'm telling you. So you don't believe that Trump has anything to do with Project 2025, War? Trump will be quoting Hensley if he loses. Yeah, Trump will say, I got 2001 electoral college votes. It's like when he has 19,000 people at a rally and he says he had 106,000. Let's see. Is Kornacki back yet? This fucking guy, man. Does he do anything? What the fuck is going on here?
Exactly.
Let me look at the fucking let me look at live election results. Let me find somewhere else.
I'm looking at the AP map. It's changing from minute to minute.
They're all just playing fucking music.
If I'm going to be completely honest with the way it's laid out right now at 10:41 p.m. Eastern time, right now the way it's laid out, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
I'm slightly worried. I'm not even close to throwing in the towel or anywhere close to panic mode, but I'm slightly worried now. Just because of the way it's trending right now. But again, we're very early still. Because I just remember when Biden won at this point last year, he was sort of like it was sort of like the reverse situation it is with Trump right now. He was way ahead.
I don't think he was. He was losing. Remember?
Early on, but like by like 10:30 to 11, or like I remember around 11 to midnight almost. He was. I'm not going to say way ahead, but they were like based on the count at that time, like with the electoral votes, the way it was laid out in the battleground states, like he was ahead by not the same margin Trump is, but he was ahead. I do remember him being ahead.
Past to victory table. And Maurice, I know we're all looking about the importance of Pennsylvania.
We sure are, Nora. Thank you so much. Let's first take you through where we stand right now. We are at 201
it's the touchscreen map.
91 for Kamala Harris. But if we look at the beginning of the night, this is where we expected and will expect the votes to go throughout the evening. Red states for Trump, blue states for Kamala Harris. She started with 226. He started with 219, and what we believe to be likely based on past experience and past voting. Okay, so let's see what Pennsylvania, how it shakes out when it comes to being pivotal for Donald Trump. If he were to...
No, mustache Pete, that's probably accurate. But like this guy just said, the blue states, it's going to... Once the blue states start getting called, then it's going to skyrocket for Kamala. You know what I mean? It's going to look at California. California has how many again? I always forget. Don't 54. They have the most? 54.
They have the most electoral votes in the country.
That's 54 for Kamala. New York,
Texas
once that gets called. Yeah. Washington, Oregon, all these fucking states, unless they've been called already, which I can't imagine that they have. Well, I know California hasn't, but it's going to skyrocket for Kamala. It's going to come down to like 3. It is, which is what they always knew. But
flip Georgia and get the 16 votes there, electoral votes, and take North Carolina and to hold on to that, and then go to Pennsylvania and take the 19 electoral votes there. We talked about this earlier, but that would bring him straight to 270, lights out. He's the next president of the United States. If he cannot hold on to Pennsylvania, he then has to go through the southern strategy, the Sun Belt, if you will. So that would mean flipping Georgia, holding on to North Carolina, taking Arizona, taking Nevada as well. He's still not there. He's at 268. So he would have to take one of the upper Midwest, right? If he doesn't get Pennsylvania, he'd have to take Wisconsin or Michigan, and he gets right there to 278. Now, for Harris, Pennsylvania is huge. It's big. So if she were to take Pennsylvania and hold on to it, Joe Biden won it by 82,000 votes last
Mustache
time.
Pete.
And to hang on to Michigan, this is the blue wall we talked about, and Wisconsin, that would get her right to 270. So Pennsylvania, pivotal as it has been for.
Michael Hacker, show me proof that Joe Biden has dementia. Show me one medical report that says that. That's just you saying it. You understand? That's literally just you saying it. Here, I'll show you some dementia. Hold on. Let me show you dementia.
I think you should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Dr. Ronnie Johnson. Does everyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. How good did Elise Stepanek do? You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel, and he's doing great. Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy.
Mike Bolton, John Bolton is here. Mike Bolton, as you know, is in Russia. And there was progress today. I look forward to solving it. Thank you, Steve.
It was Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault. Can it ever be like Rick Gates' fault? I mean, it's always Trump's fault, Rick.
By the way, they never report the crowd on January 6th. You know, Nikki Haley, you know, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything, deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people. We have some of our great business leaders and leaders, period, right behind me. I may ask Marilyn Lockheed. We appreciate it very much, Tim Apple.
Yes, please, Mr. Kurd.
Thank you very much for your time.
You know what was interesting? Joe Biden won against Barack Hussein Obama. Has anyone ever heard of him?
Arrest their leading political opponent, and leading by a lot, including Obama. I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done.
And Putin, you know, has so little respect for Obama that he's starting to throw around the nuclear word today. You heard that, nuclear.
Thanks for giving your first comments on the bill on this show. It means a lot to us. We appreciate it, sir. Thanks a lot.
You have a deal. Thanks a lot. Bye. Joe Biden.
And so you get the idea. So you're just saying it, Michael Hacker. There's been no official report whatsoever that he has dementia. You're just saying it, which is, I know people are shocked that a Trump supporter would just say nonsense without any proof, but believe it or not, he's doing it.
So many elections in the past, but again, we're at nail-biter status, 7 battleground states. We just don't know. This is where we stand right now, Nora.
Maurice Dubois, thank you so much. And when we come back, we'll have new results to report. CBS News, America Decides, Election 2024. We'll be back in a moment.
It's really interesting to see how different each media outlet, each news station calls it. Because I'm looking at NBC, ABC, CBC, and AP News, and like AP News and NBC both have it at like around 20% of the vote in for Michigan, but they have it NBC for Harris by a wide margin. I'm talking 52.4 to 45.8 with 27% in. But the AP News has it for Michigan, has it for Trump, 50 to 48.3 with 25% in. So like the way they count and aggregate and compile this data, like as it comes in, is just different. You have different models, right? They're all going to arrive at the same result at the end, but as the night goes, you see different models. And the reason I like looking at the AP one is because it's a little more latent, right? Like you'll see the vote counts come in a little slower, and you'll see like, you know, like it shift a little more. But like once it gets close to like 90%, like you can be sure it's going in that direction, you know, for the AP News. That's how it's historically been. I mean, they've always projected correctly the president, like, you know, in their entirety. So North Carolina and Georgia are clearly going to go to Trump, I think. I mean, there's no chance of flipping those states. So we're looking at PA and Michigan is what it's going to come down to.
Well, let's just hope that Kamala had Joey Merlino fix the election in Philadelphia.
That's a big county out. I mean, like Philly. I mean, that's got a huge population, right? So like those votes probably take a lot of sway in PA, if I had to guess. We got a
Yeah.
million people over there, right? So you look at PA county wise, like, you know, it's just red everywhere. Minus a few counties.
Yeah.
You got to figure those few counties that are blue have huge populations.
Hold on, let me see what this is saying. Hold on. The battle for the House may turn on 5 seats held by GOP freshmen in New York. So let's check on that. Mike Lawler holding a comfortable lead with just over 1/3 of the vote in Mark Marlino. So what are they saying? Is it they may turn 5 seats? Is that what he's saying? It says turn on 5 seats. What does that mean? You don't know either, I guess.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. But that's why Trump did the Madison Square Garden thing, because he knows he's not going to win New York, you know, but it was for those House seats. Well, back in the day, the AP Wire was where all the other news got their outlets.
Right,
back in the day.
Jesse's right.
You know, I'll tell you what'll be even more satisfying than Kamala just winning. Everybody in here, look, she's gonna lose. Lawyer says his name is Lawyer. She's gonna lose. Listen, you might be right, but you know that I'm gonna make an asshole out of all of you tomorrow if she doesn't, right? Like, because I'm not even sitting here saying she's gonna win, because that would be asinine for me to say. You know, just like I won't say Trump is gonna win, even though it's looking better for Trump. But you guys have been convinced this whole time that it's just gonna be a blowout for Trump, you know? So I don't know. It's funny. It's funny watching you guys.
It's far from over, Trump, Jeff, and it's not a bloodbath. It's far from a bloodbath.
It's not a bloodbath. Jeff doesn't
Far
understand
from
that. He's looking at the electoral vote count. He doesn't understand when the blue states are going to be called for Kamala. All those fucking states with mad electoral college votes. He doesn't understand that it comes down. It's probably going to come down to just this state.
It's going to be PA and Michigan. We need both of those, I think, for Harris to win. Or we need an upset in Wisconsin, North Carolina, Georgia, one of these other swing states, which I don't think is going to happen. I mean, I think Wisconsin is definitely going red. Michigan and PA is what I'm focused on. And if I refresh this screen, right, every 5 minutes it goes blue, it goes red. It's weird because like ABC, NBC, they have Michigan going to Harris at the moment with like 20-something% of the vote in, but it's the opposite for the AP. I gotta trust the AP more than those news outlets. Like Jesse said, the AP is the standard, the AP wire. So time
What
will tell.
counties in PA have been called? Do we know? How do I look at that?
That's interesting. Let me see.
No,
Like I
that
said-
I agree with you on, Lawyer, but you can't just say she lost because the election isn't over yet. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I agree that it's looking better for him. I'm just looking at New York Times projections. They're saying 88% chance he wins. I believe it. It's looking like he's going to win, but I can't say either way until he does. You know what I mean? I'd make a fool out of myself if I'm wrong either way. Yeah, of course. I didn't say she's lost, but she's looking good. Wait a minute. You said she's going to lose, so that's pretty goddamn close. Not looking good. You said, yeah. Let me see. How do I know which counties? If I go to,
I can send you a link that'll help you. I'll put it in the
Yeah,
chat.
do that.
It's color coded, so like you'll look at it and you'll just get it right away. There you go. Check that out.
I'm fucking tired, bro.
Oh, I had a
I
long
didn't
week.
fucking eat. I gotta fucking eat, bro. Let me see.
Just order a sandwich or something. It's late. That's the New Yorker in me. It's like, what time is it? 2 a.m. We'll just go to the deli down
Bro,
the
I
street.
got so much fucking food here, bro, and I
Yeah,
just
I'm sure you
don't.
do. Yeah.
No, but I don't want any of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any of it,
No,
bro.
I
It's
get it.
like-
I shop. I shop once a month, and I spend all my money once a month, and I get everything. And then, like after like 3 days, I'm like, yeah, I don't want none of this shit. Like, I'll start ordering like Chinese food, or I'll order Jersey Mike's, fucking order DoorDash.
Yeah.
You just want to eat what you want to eat, right?
Philadelphia County, Kamala got 7.4%. Trump got 21.5%. Well, I'll put this on the screen for you guys.
Yeah. It's 61% of the vote in currently in Philly.
61% of the vote in. Okay. Let me see what else. Where's my sorry ass county at?
Yeah, where are
Let's
you?
see.
You're like
Right there.
down in the south there, right? Yeah.
I'm sure Trump got that. Yeah, South Central. Yeah. So Trump got 49.6. Oh, Kamala got 49.5 so far. That's pretty close. So he's got like less than 100 more votes than her. So that's York County.
You look at those
That'll
bottom
probably
two
go down.
counties, Delaware County and Chester. They got 39 and they got 48% for Chester, 39% for Delaware County. And I mean, Harris is going to win those, but those numbers could just go up and up and up for her.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's another reason I'm looking at this specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's because Philadelphia, not even without all those votes, just Philadelphia, that's going to make a huge fucking difference. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's going to win it by a fucking landslide, I'm sure, by a ton of votes. So that's going to make a huge difference. Look, in Philadelphia County, she has fucking 366,000 votes. He has 101,000. She's got 77.4% and 61% votes have been counted. Only 61%. Let me see something. Not busting your. Somebody just sent me something. You'd laugh if you knew who it was. Likely Trump. Electoral College estimate from the New York Times. Trump 298, Harris 240. The range of estimates. Oh yeah. See, it's definitely looking like he's going to win, bro. But you still never know. You know what I mean? You never know. Listen, no matter what, I'm going to get up tomorrow and continue on with my routine. I'll tell you what I won't do. I won't piss and moan like a Trump supporter. I will not. I
Definitely
promise you
won't.
that.
But I mean,
Harris,
I'm gonna have to sort of like tune out the fucking noise a little because I'm gonna want to puke if she loses, dude. I really am. Just because I'm gonna have to like go through that whole process of listening to him talk about victory and everyone fucking gloating.
Oh,
I told
God.
you, I told you. Fucking, I know Jeff's gonna come here and bust balls, so it's like,
yeah.
yeah.
Harrisburg, 59.8%. Kamala has 59.8%. Donald Trump has 39.1%. God damn it. Yeah, it's Dauphin County that really matters. Kamala Harris, 59.8%. Donald Trump, God damn it, 39.1%. So, and that's 44% of votes counted. This is 98% of votes. Tioga. Where's, let me see. Crawford. I don't even know. I know there's a federal prison in McKean. That's all I know about McKean. 47% of votes counted. Donald Trump. Oh, Donald Trump is destroying her there, which I'm not surprised from what I know about that area. Let me
You
see.
still have a
I
lot
don't
of
know
votes left
shit
to come
about
in.
it. I just know where
Bucks
it is,
County
huh?
and Lehigh County both have a lot left to come in. Lehigh has 41 only, and Bucks has 41 only.
Isn't
Those
Bucks a
numbers are
huge
just.
county?
Is it? I don't know PA for shit. So
I think.
it's
Is
right near
Bucks
Philly.
County? I always get confused whether Reading is in Bucks County or okay, then it's Bucks County, not Berks.
Bucks County is right near Philly. Down there in the right. Yeah.
Yeah. I always get confused between Bucks County and Berks County. Chester County, 48% of votes. Kamala has 59.8%. So it's going to come down to PA, bro.
It's coming down already. It's coming down already.
Yeah.
I've already seen it come down 4 percentage points. Like there's hope right now because we're less than 3/4 of the way, and she's sort of eating into his lead right now. So I have hope because I see.
I hear you on that. Go ahead.
I see some of these Democrat counties in PA that still have a lot of the vote left to come in, and they're clearly all going to Harris. So it's like, stay
Well, that's why
glued
I
to
still have
PA.
hope for PA.
Yeah, PA is what it's going to come down to. We need PA. I think. I mean, I hope the AP is wrong about Michigan because, like, the way they're looking at Michigan right now, there's 27% and Trump's got like 51% to 47.3. It's looking ugly. But
look at Pittsburgh, bro. 59.7% for Kamala Harris in Allegheny County. God damn. Let me see. Are people donating? Not really, I get, but a couple of people, right? Hold on. Paul Atkinson, $2. Thank you. war. Remember, for 23 months, if you can donate to FBS. Good advice. Thank you, sir. You people that want Trump to win need to stop saying he won already. It's bad luck. Chill with that.
No,
Yeah, he's
let
very
him, Mustache
superstitious.
Pete. Let him say it. Let him say it. Let him just proclaim
Yeah.
victory now. That's what we want here on the left. You know what I'm saying? Let them just get out ahead of themselves. That'll just make victory that much sweeter. It'll be like divine justice. I know you don't believe in that shit, but
Listen, if
divine
I
justice.
read, I wouldn't do it unless he told me I could. But for all the people that think that Don Berlin is a fucking liberal, if you saw this gloating ass message he just sent me on WhatsApp,
I'd love to talk politics with Don one day.
oh, bro,
Just to get a sense of, like, how he thinks, right? Because Don is a very intelligent man. Obviously, we all respect and love Don here, and yeah, I would just love to pick his brain about, like, why he would. Because I know a lot of this behavior from Trump probably, like, repulses him, right? But there's got to be some certain reasons why he's on the right and he's with Trump here, and it would just be fascinating to hear from somebody like him.
yeah, it is. We've argued politics for
Yeah, I mean,
not
Don just
argued.
strikes-
We just
yeah.
talk. But when people say that Don Berlin is paying me to push liberal propaganda, it's like, if I just even told you what he just called Kamala in this, and how he's talking about she hit the skids, at least according to the New York Times, instant vote needle, which now shows Trump will win, crushing the spirit of the whack job progressive like a bug on a hot Tijuana whorehouse. Bro, trust me.
Fuck.
You know the way he talks. He's 1,000 fucking % Trump supporter. That's why when these stupid people are like, "Oh, Don's paying you to talk or push left wing propaganda," really, you think so? No, he's not. Trust me. No, he's not. He doesn't agree with me at all on politics.
Yeah.
Michael Byers. That's pretty close to Michael Myers. I like it. I'm from PA. It's embarrassing. These gun nutter anti-science conspiracy theorists. Just jacks make me sick. I agree. Me too. I'm humiliated to be from this state. Bucks is near Philly. That's my home county. I was born in Doylestown. Gotcha. JBN, how's the election going? I guarantee she's going to win. You were saying that nonstop for a month. But JBN, we don't know that she isn't. We don't know that she isn't. People have short memories. Shit like this has happened plenty before. I think I just pay attention to this stuff more than a lot of you guys.
Do you remember? Because you're older than me, FPS. I was like 15. Like, you remember that 2000 election with Gore and Bush W? You remember that one, right? You remember what went down there with the recount in Florida?
Oh, of course.
And you remember how they were calling it for Gore all fucking night. Then all of a sudden the next day, it's like, we got a problem here. And it was like all eyes on Florida for a whole fucking week. I think his brother was the governor of Florida at that time, Jeb Bush. And the attorney general of the state, Catherine Harris, I think, was an appointee of his. And that whole thing went to the judicial court, the Supreme Court. And all of Bush Sr.'s appointees stepped in and got Daddy's boy elected. And the way they were calling it. So, like, if you just look back at elections, right? Like, that's just one example. That was probably the closest, most highly contested, and to this day, controversial election, even more so than this one, probably, and the last one. But you just take the lessons from that, right? And so it's not over by a long shot. And if it comes down to a single state, every goddamn piece, like every watchdog group, the eyes of the country will be on that state, and that count will go down perfectly because it has to. Otherwise, Trump's going to file 1,000 lawsuits. I mean, he's already filed like 3 of them, just in case. I bet.
Oh,
so you see
more than that, bro.
You see that
Way more than
percentage
that.
right there? Oh, I'm sorry. You're looking at North Carolina. I thought you were looking at PA.
Yeah, and I'm just looking around. Mustache Pete said she's at 179 now. And that
she's
doesn't
climbing.
count, California didn't even count a single vote yet. You know what I mean? So people don't understand that is going to be turned around. You know what I mean? And it's going to come down to a very small margin. That this is still a toss-up. Even though New York Times, I know what they're saying and all that shit, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Going with odds is one thing, but the facts of the matter is you never know until it's over. You never know.
This is
You know what I mean? This time last year, I'm telling you, me and you remember it differently, Jason, because this time last year they were gloating over, or this time on election night last year, they were already gloating that he won. He stood up and fucking claimed victory. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that. But like what that was
That
like
night.
they were projecting him to be the winner. But again, that's a projection. And a lot of those projections are done favorably. Like Fox News was projecting him early on. And so like that's what it was. He came out ahead. Like you never declare victory as a presidential candidate when they're projecting you. You only do it after there's consensus declarations of this is the winner. Then you come out and say, you know what I'm saying? Then you concede like normal people would. Trump was claiming victory early on because I think he had a plan to spread the entire like the election was stolen bullshit. Even before that came to be the case, I think he was already plotting and planning ahead to lay the seeds, the foundation to challenge those results.
Without a doubt. Lawyer, you're right. I agree. Let me see. I don't know, Mustache Pete. I'm trying to figure out which state she just won to shoot up like that. I'm curious about the same fucking thing. How do I get to just the whole fucking country here? What do I do?
What do you know, the AP thing again? Just go to the top there.
Yeah.
Go to the top bar and you should be able to navigate back to the national map.
It won't let me. I'm trying to see. Let me just look. See. Okay. Here
Yeah, there
we
you
go.
go.
So 179. He's at 214. So what state did she just win?
They added California.
California's at 0. Washington. These aren't even, it's not even.
They're already like counting it for her, which is hilarious. But
Well, that's because it's a given.
California, fucking California.
Oregon, 44%, 59%. He's at 38%. Was it Colorado? Kamala Harris, 54.9%. How many electoral votes is that?
Colorado has, I think, like 12.
10.
10, yeah.
10. So maybe that was 63% of votes counted. Kamala has 54.9%. Which state was just called?
So she was at 112. I'm just trying to do the math, and I suck at math here. So hold on. We got
New
12
York-
in
New York
Washington,
has
Colorado. That's 22.
Been called for her.
Yeah, I think Washington, Colorado, New York. I think those have contributed to her having 179 right now.
Yeah. And we still got later on Washington, that's 12 electoral votes. California, that's 54. You know what I mean? New Mexico, she's already got 52.5% to his 45.5. That's 67% of votes counted. And that's only 5 electoral votes, but still, so that's 54. That's 54, 66, and 5. So 71. That's 71. And then, the Pennsylvania. North Carolina, it looks like, he's taken that. And has Georgia been called? 88% of votes counted. 51% Trump, I'm assuming.
It would take sort of a fourth quarter comeback here for her to like come back and win Georgia. It would take a big comeback. It would take a huge comeback. Let me take a look at Georgia while you're talking. See what's going on with these counties.
87% of votes in North Carolina. He's got, that's possible too. You never know.
Georgia, I mean, there's a possibility in Georgia, but I mean, it's probably going to go Trump just based on all the blue counties that are voting Harris. Most of those votes are already in. They're all over 70%. Some of them are 80 to 90. So I'd be blown away if Georgia went blue. That's crazy. That's like New York going red. It hasn't happened since the Reagan era. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah, Michigan is only 29% of the votes counted. He's up by like 5 points, but it's only 29% of the votes counted in Michigan.
Again, if you look at this other one that I'm looking at, 31% in, and Harris is up 50.9 to 47.3. That's the NBC News poll.
Where's that at?
That's the NBC one. That's Michigan. So the AP is looking at it differently than the way.
What does the AP say?
AP says it's right now it's favoring Trump.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at on here. We're looking at the same
Yeah, right
thing.
there, exactly. So that's Trump. You scared me for a second. You had Kentucky up. I'm like, what? Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Oh no, fuck that.
I looked at the
Harris,
screen. I was like, what?
Virginia, 75% of votes counted. She's winning there, but I mean, that's a given too, pretty much. Oh my
Again,
God!
it's
Wow,
just
that's crazy. Look at Maryland, bro. 76% of votes counted. She's got 59.8% to his 37.7%. Holy fuck, that's
destruction
insane.
in Maryland. Maryland's always been a historic blue state. Always has been.
Yeah, he fucking. I mean, this is a given, of course. This is always going to turn out this way. But he spanked her in fucking South Carolina. Holy shit.
The least progressive state in the South. You ever been
Yeah,
down there in
really.
South Carolina? Yeah, there's some crazy hicks down
Yes.
there, dude.
Well, I was in different types of areas in South Carolina, but it was
I
still
like
cool.
Charleston, but like you get you end up in the country out there at nighttime, and like I'm telling you, bro, it's creepy just being out in the country with people like guns everywhere at nighttime.
Yep. Let me get back to the screen here. I don't even know. We got 59 people left. She needs Michigan, Wisconsin, and PA. She needs all three. Oh my God.
I would say that she needs at least two of them, not three. There's a path to victory without all three. She needs
How
at
does she
least
need
two.
all three?
And all the models that I've read, and again, I'm not an expert here, so don't take my word for it, but she needs Michigan and she needs PA. Those two fall, it's really going to be over. We get those, we should win. There's a path to victory. If everything else falls as it should, and PA and MI, Michigan, go to Harris, we're going to win. They go to Trump, he's going to win. I mean, that's really what it's coming down to everywhere I look.
Yeah, why don't some people donate? That would be dope.
Yeah, guys, come on. Let's send FBS some donations here.
What the fuck? Why did I just still talk? Hold on. I'm trying to find. Oh my God, motherfucker.
I'm sure Michael Hensley loves South Carolina. Paris Island. I've heard Paris Island is beautiful. I've been to what do you call it? Like Hampton
What'd you
Beach,
say?
South
What?
Carolina. No, Michael Hensley was just saying he hung out in South Carolina, Paris Island. I'm sure somebody like Michael Hensley would love South Carolina.
I don't know what to do here. I can't find.
What are you looking for?
I can't find anything. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I can't find it.
73% of the vote in. It's 51.4 to 51.3 now to 47.8. Harris.
And where?
PA.
Oh, she's winning now?
No, she's not. Like she cut into his lead and then it went back to what it was. He's like 2.5 percentage points ahead. She's 2.5 ahead, which is a big margin right now with 73% of the vote in. I'm worried.
She's ahead, you said.
No, he, Donald Trump.
Oh, he. I thought you said she. Okay.
He.
Then you would need Arizona as well. Oof.
There's no way
I
we're
live in
winning
Tennessee.
Arizona.
I have a firearm. I don't even go in South Carolina country after dark. I can't say I blame you. She needs all three. There's no path to victory without them.
That's not true at
How
all.
about Hawaii and Alaska?
That is not true at all.
She's down 3.7% in PA. It's going to be a solid 1.5 in PA for Trump. Well, I wish I could have somebody. Hold on. If I could find something. But I fucking can't. Where is Kornacki? I don't know who else to look at.
You love that guy, don't you, FBS? I used to listen to him a lot.
No, I don't even give a shit. He was the one I was watching before the show. And there's nobody up here with there's nobody live right now with a fucking map who's explaining all this shit.
Let me look, see if there's something.
Oh, my back is fucking killing me. I fucked my back up again today, bro. I can't stop doing that. I can't stop.
I don't know how you can say she's not going to win either of those. I mean, Arizona probably not. Nevada. How do you know this? How do you know this, lawyer? Like, there's really no data for Nevada right now. So I'm not sure how you're so confident about calling it for Nevada. If everything falls the way all the polls were predicting going into the election, it's going to come down to winning 2 out of these 5 battleground states on the East Coast: Wisconsin, Michigan, PA, North Carolina, Georgia. It's going to come down to one of those 5. You got to win at least 2 of those, I think. North Carolina, Georgia, lost cause. Wisconsin, my opinion, probably not. Michigan and PA are what we're really looking at. You really need PA at least.
Mustache Pete, I know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mustache Pete,
Yeah,
never
Mustache
saw
Pete, I agree.
What time is it, man? I'm gonna fuck my whole day up tomorrow.
It's 11:15.
Hold on. Let me see. What do we got? All right, let me see if we get anything here. This is just showing this. Harris, yeah, this is all different too now. This is fucking aggravating. North Carolina and Georgia are done. They're going for Trump. Oh, they're done? Yeah, it's not good. Not good. Listen, I gotta eat, and I'm in bed every fucking night by like midnight at the latest. So I want to go to fucking sleep. I'll be watching. You guys will be watching. Who knows what we'll find
We'll all
out?
be
We'll
watching.
talk about it more tomorrow. Yeah. The GOP had a 41,000 ballot return lead in Nevada at the beginning of the day. She's cooked here. Oh, okay.
Had a 41K.
Nevada, I don't believe will be as competitive as those 3 states. I don't know, but I got to get going, guys, just based on time. So thank you, Jason, for coming on.
Yep, I appreciate you letting me on. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks, FBS. Take care.
All right, brother. Peace. All right, guys, listen, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to go eat something so I can go to fucking bed, and I'll be watching and keeping an eye on every fucking thing. JBN, your party is over. Good night. Trust me. Well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. You know, we'll see what happens. That's all I could say. It doesn't look good for her. It doesn't look good for her. And I want to stay on, but I got to go to damn, it's 4:15, Tom C, where you're at. I want to go to sleep, because if not, because you don't understand my day. Tomorrow I got to go to bed super early, because I got to get up bright and early Thursday. So I get this fucking wisdom tooth pulled out, and then I can't do shit. You know what I mean? I might be able to do a show Friday. I got to be super careful not to fucking end up with fucking dry socket. So I'm pissed off. I got to pay $330 for this bitch ass fucking tooth. Of course, I got insurance now, and but don't worry, I don't need tooth money. I already have it. I'm just saying. Tomorrow they'll be saying he's raising money for getting his tooth pulled. Shut up. And then, like I said, I probably won't do a show Thursday. I'll do a show Friday, but I want to get up early tomorrow so I can go to bed early tomorrow night. But I know it's going to happen, guys. I'm going to wake up. Like, I'll be able to go to sleep tonight, but I'm going to wake up tomorrow early, like I always do. Like, I'll wake up 5 times before I get enough sleep, but tomorrow will be impossible because I want to be checking on this shit. Yeah, and I just got one done a few months ago. Remember, that was up here. This one is down here, and I think that they're worse on the bottom, but don't even tell me. I don't even want to know. I'm worried enough. I have faith. Me too. All right, guys. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you all being here. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see what happens then. I love you all. And until next time, salute. Wait a minute. I have 2020 PTSD, so there's no way I'm sleeping tonight. At least you admit it, Joe Bag of Donuts. Who knows? I might be the same. Maybe I think I'll be able to sleep. I'm just fooling myself. All right, guys. Peace.